Hello everyone. Before we start the show, have a little chat about Patreon. You need to get over to Patreon. Why, Dean?
Because we've got loads of stuff on there, Amy. Back to the studio. Now, we've got loads of stuff over on Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's a way you can financially support us as a podcast. You can start up for as little as £3 a month, and that gets you access to everything. We've got like extra episode a week. We've got live shows on there, live talent shows where we have mates come on. Don't know what's going to happen. People can win cash prizes. Tell them more about it, Amy.
Well, and also depending on what tier you go, you get like signed prints and members only club cards and shit like that. You can also send in questions for our guests if you specifically want to ask them something. That's like a direct link to some famous people that we have. That's good, isn't it? Dean, back to you, Dean.
That is Amy. Thank you very much. We also have specials that we've been doing. We've got a VR special that's just gone up with Ishan Akbar. We've got Axe Throwing special, Sports Day on Substances, where we all played sports games. It was dead fun. We're going to have loads of new specials coming on in the future. What else? Back to you, Amy.
We're doing Dungeons and Dragons, which I'm really excited about. We're all going to be goblins, and we're all going to be on substances and be goblins, and I can't wait, and I hope we do it regularly, and that'll be on Patreon. What else, Dean?
We've discount codes on merch, early access to tickets, free live show tickets if you're a £10 patron. That's a free ticket every month.
7 days early.
And 7 days early access, sometimes 8 days if we're feeling beep, 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 beep. This just in, 8 days early access sometimes, and sometimes it's 7 days. But either way, you get it a week before anybody else does. For just £3 a month, sick that, innit? £1.50 each a month you're giving us.
What's that?
What's that? I know it's a cost of living crisis, but we're poor too.
Yeah, help us out. We're trying to like rep the Northwest, innit? And the pubs of this here country.
Yeah, so get on it. There's loads of stuff on there. It's always growing. It's always getting bigger. It's always getting better. It's fantastic. Good value for money.
We love you, and we really appreciate all your support and your love, and thank you, and see you on Patreon.
Back to you at home. That's you guys.
Back to Dean for the weather.
Cold outside.
Merch.
We've got merch
So
there.
much merch. What is it? comedymerch.co.uk. It'll say it on the screen what it is.
Comedy merch.
Go on it. We've got so many designs designed by me and Dean. Yours
all
truly.
Different colours.
Hoodies,
mugs,
t-shirts,
crew necks,
sweaters.
Loads of stuff. Buy some stuff. Support the podcast. Represent us when you're walking through these streets.
Yes, please.
You'll see some of the fantastic merch we've got in the video that's playing in between us.
Here.
Over here.
Yeah, the merch is great. I love the merch. Can't wait for our merch to come.
Rep the Bong Man.
I love the Bong Man. The Bong
got
Man's
him.
so cool. I love him.
The name Johnny Bongo was already taken, so we'll have to come up with a new name for him. But
Jimmy Bongo.
Jimmy Bongo. Represent. I don't know what I'm saying.
And you also get discount codes for this merch over on Patreon as well. So
yeah.
get over on Patreon for the good stuff.
Should have put that on a Patreon advert. Never mind. It's on here instead.
See you on Patreon or on the merch website.
See you on the streets wearing the merchandise.
Is right.
Get on them. Fresh Garms. comedymerch.co.uk or .com, whatever it says here.
Thank you.
Merch.
Thanks for that. Bye.
Bam. We're back.
Bam.
We're joined today by Laurie and Katie of the Brows and Hoes.
Brows.
And Hoes.
He's saying that on the way in.
So I was done my head in. I was like, brows.
It's fucked everyone up, you know.
Brown shoes, people keep calling
Brown
it.
shoes, because on Instagram it's at brows and
Brows.
hose.
Why do you always do that?
Brows. It's at brows and hose pod. So that if the N and the S was swapped round, it looks like the brown shoes pod.
The brown shoes pod. There you go. We'll just call it that.
brown
innit?
shoes.
Brown
Just gonna
shoes
have to get
pod.
brown shoes. That's the uniform
Fuck
now.
everyone up.
So welcome.
Thank you.
It's all right.
It's been a long time coming, hasn't it, really?
I know. It's rescheduled about 7 times.
I
Haven't
mean,
we?
I was not well this morning. I was like, I'm still going
I know.
because it would have looked like there was a problem.
Yeah.
If I cancelled
Like,
again.
this is not meant to happen.
Yeah. Didn't want to look like we were like just swerving you off. Like,
Oh,
so
what was
Amy
that?
was like, let's go. What?
Camera just gone off.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's that sound.
Yeah. I don't know if that camera's a
It's me saying this
Something
was
wrong
not
with it,
meant
or-
to happen. Weird, isn't it?
that one
I'll
does
tell
it.
you what, right?
I think.
We stayed in Carlisle the night before last,
Mm.
and I had to swap rooms with Rudy because there was a definite demon in
It
the
was-
middle.
I don't think it was a demon.
I don't know, man. Just turn the camera off, innit?
You
Are you
brought it back with you.
possessed?
Yeah.
Do you have a clinger on it?
Yeah, it's done.
See?
Forget
He's
about
like,
it.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't like it.
I think there's something wrong with that camera.
bought that.
So why?
From that
I didn't even
Carlisle
stay in that
hotel.
room.
Why did you think?
Mate,
was-
oh my God.
It was
Just, you know, you
nasty.
just get bad vibes. Got bad vibes. And there was
Yeah.
this little corner in the room and it was dark
The
and
corner
dingy.
was haunted, apparently.
Yeah, it was a problem. Even Rudy though, so I had to swap with Rudy, and he was like, "Oh, when I was in bed, the wardrobe kept opening, like constantly."
What
so he ended up
hotel was it?
fucking station
The
hotel.
station. All
Oh,
the
so it wasn't like a
station
travel
hotels
lodge or nothing?
anywhere are
What's a
haunted.
station
Yeah.
hotel?
Like
By
a,
the station, innit?
yeah, or like
Oh,
maybe
okay.
an old.
Right, yeah,
Yeah,
I get
It's
you.
the most
very up-
haunted station, didn't it say?
It's something like that. I
Yeah.
googled it because I
Really?
knew that something was going on.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And it's
bad
linked to
vibes.
it. It's attached to it.
Are you big into like ghosts and shit?
I
You-
am.
Yeah.
She's not.
Even though you were scared and had to swap your
When I
room.
say I'm not into it, I mean like I'm not. Like, don't come near me. I believe that they exist.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't want a ghost to fuck
Okay,
me.
yeah.
Nobody wants that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You're
You
not
wa-
asked about that stuff, are you?
What, getting fucked by a ghost? I don't want to get fucked by a ghost.
How many loads of people have said they've been shagged by ghosts, innit?
Loads of
Yeah.
I was
celebrities.
talking to someone
apparently.
about it and they were
Really?
saying,
Lucy
yeah.
Liu.
Who was that? Who was saying
Hannah
it?
Bitchkowski.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a pod
last
called
Ghost Huns.
Ghost Huns, and she talks about people who've been shagged by ghosts.
What?
Wow.
Apparently it's a lot.
Have you seen
Pretty
the
niche.
film?
Girls trip.
No.
No?
This is a real scary film. It's from the 70s called Entity.
No.
No.
Watch it.
Are
It's
they not?
terrible.
Does it hold up, though?
From the 70s though.
Huh?
Does it still hold up?
I don't know. I haven't watched it since like for a while, but when I watched it last, it's still scary.
Yeah.
And like it's about a ghost that rapes her in her own
Ooh,
house
Jesus.
all the time.
All the time.
Damn.
Terrible. All the
Why
time.
does she move?
Yeah.
It rapes her.
Yeah, they never move though, do they? They just go, I'm just going to stay here forever.
Maybe she liked it.
Yeah.
Kids there as
Very.
well.
I
Just
hate
maybe
it.
kids.
Going to bed in a sexy little lingerie. Like,
I hope the
Don't.
ghost's not here.
don't.
I always
out.
sleep on my front. Yeah, that's mad.
Have you got any weird, not weird, but unusual kinks that out?
Oh, straight in.
No.
3 minutes.
Sexual kinks.
Yeah.
Katie has.
No, I don't.
I'm a very, like, I'm
I also-
adaptable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're a switch.
Yeah, like I haven't got my own selfish kinks that I've got where
Mhm.
someone has to do that and otherwise
Yeah.
it's a no-go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm married now, I'm talking like before.
Yeah.
But like, I'm very
I know from
adaptable.
Paul's show, you
Yeah,
go to
I'm
some
very
stuff.
adaptable. And I'm very open
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
used to be a pimp.
What?
I used to be a pimp.
Yeah.
So I've heard
Proper.
it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I used to run an
amazing.
escort agency in Birmingham.
Oh shit! No way.
Oh
What
my
was it called?
God.
It was called Fen Patel.
Oh,
That's
okay.
so
I thought It was
cool.
going to be like brown shoes, prostitutes, sex workers.
I used to
Let's talk about that.
yeah.
So how did you get into that then?
My friend Jamie, his dad used to have. I worked at two really. His dad used to have an escort agency, which was not as high class as that one that I just spoke about.
Right.
But the girls used to have drivers. There was an office like this, whatever.
Wow.
And the girls used to have a little common room.
Yeah.
But they didn't. It wasn't like a brothel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was at hotels or at the houses,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
had we had taxi drivers that used to take them to
Who
there
knew
and
what
wait
was
for them
happening and that, yeah.
outside
Oh, that's good.
and wait for them outside.
So what's like the legality? Isn't that in
So-
running like an escort business?
Well, it's there. We're introducers, aren't we? I suppose.
Okay.
Introducers.
So that's just like
So whatever
what
happens
on the
between
day.
two consensual adults
okay.
is down to them.
Yeah,
do you know
yeah.
what I mean?
But the whole
But
escort thing is
all
just
of the
like
police
go for the
used-
bevy or
yeah,
whatever.
there was brothels on where the office was, where I used to like be on the phones booking the jobs in. Like there was brothels all along that strip,
Yeah.
and like they're known all in Digbeth, like
Should
in
just be
Birmingham.
all legal anyway, though, innit?
It
Like,
should
it's
be.
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
stupid that you
Th-
can't
yeah.
even do that. Like,
It should be up to you what happens with your body.
Yeah, it should.
Absolutely.
And these girls, they're about £150 an hour, right? There's tiers, and so these girls, they never used to drive or anything like that. So the drivers used to drive them, sit outside, which was dead safe. Do you know what I mean? sit outside and wait for them because the caliber of client was a lot lower
Right.
with the cheaper ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to be more careful.
There's some horror stories. From
Yeah.
there,
So I used to have to do checks and stuff like that, especially if they were in hotels. But used to get some mad requests and stuff like that. And like some
what?
of you get to know some like
some of the regulars.
Some of the regulars.
Yeah.
The amount of times I got offered to how much money I got paid.
Yeah.
Or I got offered to get paid to do it because
Yeah.
I was that person
Yeah.
who they couldn't book.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
So it
The
was
forbidden
like
fruit.
honestly,
Yeah.
and a couple of times I did think,
Yeah.
it's only Dave. Do you know what I mean? I've been taught.
Yeah.
I've known him for a while
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
He's not that weird.
Yeah, you get a bit of extra out of them as well.
That's so funny.
So I did
Daddy.
that for a bit, and then because Jamie's dad moved to Thailand, so it was his
Right.
business. So me and Jamie was running the phones for a
okay.
while, and I was at college at the time, and then I went on to go to the ones that were like £300 an hour. They used to drive themselves. Now these girls had their shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These girls, like no one can slag them off. No one could say you could never say, "Oh God, it's demeaning for women and all that." These girls had it so
Powerful,
Boss
yeah.
bitches, yeah.
like that. It was the men that were being treated like shit,
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
fucking other way around.
Yeah.
Like these women, like they had houses, they had day jobs, like high powered day jobs.
Yeah.
Like they were sexy as fuck.
Yeah.
And that was an easier job for me because there was less responsibility.
Yeah.
Because I just used to interview girls, and it was a
Right.
very high standard.
Yeah.
So it was
Look after
like it was like a
themselves,
model
yeah.
agency, really.
Yeah.
But just having
That's good.
sex.
But yeah, it's like
Fascinating, isn't it?
the whole like just being empowered by it is like well better.
Yeah,
innit? Like
no
the
one needs to
worry
OnlyFans
about
and all
them.
that's really boosted
yeah.
all that. Like
Yeah.
you see people now who make like fucking millions on OnlyFans and they're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
fucking boss bitch.
It was
what are you
really
gonna
didn't
do?
have that back then. I'm talking like I was in my 20s then.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Did people call up and request stuff and you said, nah, that's weird?
obviously, as long as it depends because you'd know which girl to match them with.
What's
Some
the
just
weirdest
had the-
request?
Well, obviously at the time, it was a new world for me when I first started. And so I remember when I first started on the phones, and I remember Jamie had to pop out, my mate, and some guys, and all the girls used to sit in the common room, and some guys rang up and he's gone, I need a girl that has A-levels. And I went, girls, has anyone got any A-levels? Like, did you pass your exam? Like, I'm request. And I didn't realise, like, Jamie's come back, overheard me saying, has any girls got any A-levels, like qualifications, right? And he's come back and he's like, Laura, you went, A-levels does not mean, do they have qualifications? You went, it means anal.
Oh shit! Really? Yeah.
So there's all these little, like,
terms and that. you don't know.
terms?
Yeah. Oh,
And I
before
was like,
GCSEs,
oh, he likes it in the air.
Ah, that's funny.
And
that.
then
Any A levels.
and water
funny.
sports as well. Like,
Oh yeah, piss
Yeah.
is quite
so
popular,
all
innit?
of these little terms were all there.
Weirdly.
But there was a guy that used to like having dressing up like a Star Wars character, and just she had to be quiet.
Yeah.
And he just used to do like star noise,
Sounds great.
Star Wars
Why can't you
noises
be
and
like
stuff
that?
like that.
Pew pew.
Um,
I might try that.
There was a guy that used to request that he'd leave his door open. The girl had to come in. He'd be wanking on the sofa
Classic.
in his mum's clothes,
Oh no, not classic.
and she had to like tell him off and call him a dirty boy and all that.
Oh,
And
that's come from
spank him with
childhood.
the
That,
fire,
innit?
like really precise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Spank
Yeah.
him with a frying pan and
Yeah.
just
Frying
like
pan,
loads
yeah.
of specifics, you know.
It's just a love
loads.
bottom. Just like, bung everywhere. Yeah, that must come from like getting caught by his ma, innit? Like
Yeah.
wearing their clothes
And
and,
I
the ma
think
coming
that's
in.
what
like,
interests me
batter
about it.
them
I
or
was just
something.
thinking, what is it that's happened in
Yeah.
their
It all
life
comes
for
from,
them
like,
to have that?
childhood, it seems,
That's what
doesn't it?
I liked about doing OnlyFans is just people would tell you their darkest secrets that
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
tell anyone
Yeah.
else. I'd be like, oh, juicy.
Yeah,
I did see somewhere that you inherit your kinks, you know.
Oh, God, my mum was a nymph.
I know. I was thinking that. Like, I'd really fucking hate I really would hate that to
definitely-
be true.
I mean, I don't really know. Really, I don't want to think about my mum, but
Ooh, Deborah.
I'll ask Pops if he's into foot jobs.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
It's
I'll call Mum
nurture,
and
isn't
ask
it?
her.
It's not nature.
Call Mum and ask.
Some of it is just like
I don't
from dead young, though, innit?
Yeah,
Like,
just traumas and that,
Yeah, yeah.
isn't it?
I remember that like vividly the moment that I realised that I like piss, and I was about 6 years old.
Yeah, you're a piss.
You're into
she
piss?
Yeah, she likes
Yes,
piss.
yeah.
You like
pissing
getting
on
pissed
people or pissing on you? Yeah.
Getting pissed on,
Oh.
not pissing on anyone.
I mean, I'll do it if they want me to, but it doesn't do anything for me.
Oh, doesn't it?
So what is it that you like
Yeah, I
about
think I
it?
prefer to be the
I
pisser.
just think because it's so
Yeah.
it's like the most degrading, disgusting thing, isn't it? Supposedly, like,
Shit's worse though.
Yeah.
well, yeah, but like,
Okay.
At least,
level to that.
at least with piss, you can just be like, oh, it's
Yeah.
almost water.
Yeah.
It is,
Which
yeah.
with poo and that, you're like, oh no,
Oh,
come on,
no.
proper clean up
So
involved
how
now.
do you go about proposing that to fellas, or are you
Is it
straight
that
or are
important?
no,
you bi?
it's
Are
a
you-
very
Oh,
touchy
God,
subject.
okay.
don't.
touchy subject. I
What's
don't
a
know.
touchy subject? Sorry, I missed something.
Whether
there.
she's-
Bisexuality.
Sexuality.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't been with a man in like 9 years, and then I moved to the fucking gay capital and got a boyfriend.
Oh.
Never got any pussy. Never pursued
not-
any pussy.
Not a sniff of pussy in
Pussy
Brighton.
whiff.
No Brighton pussy, did
No.
you?
I know.
pussy.
Yeah. So I don't know.
You're just open to,
Yeah.
yeah.
So is it one of them things where like while the sex is going on, you can sort of throw it in there and it'll happen?
Nah,
Or does
no,
it
you
have to
don't
be
do it while. Can't do it while you're having sex.
what do you do it afterwards or before or what?
Probably before, but like I wouldn't say it to just anyone. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
It would be with someone that like I feel comfortable with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or like that, you know,
Yeah.
I'm friends with or whatever, so that I can gauge how they're going to be with
Do
it.
you know when someone
Do you
goes,
know?
hang on, before we have sex, can I just have a wait? And you go, ah.
yeah.
Just do it
Like,
here.
do you know?
Let's do it here.
I've not had very many people say no.
Yeah, I get stage fright, me. I don't know if
I do. That's why I don't like pissing on people.
Ah.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
yeah.
just stood there, just like look away for a minute.
Yeah.
and do you drink it?
No, I can't do
No,
that.
you rub
I
it
would.
in, what
I would
happens?
gag. I
Yeah.
just want it on me. Anywhere from like there down, I want it on me.
Okay.
On
Wow.
your bed.
Yes, actually, that did happen once. Which is
You
so weird.
are just
I've got
such-
OCD, right, and it's really weird.
Such a
because
mystery, this girl.
I hate germs. I hate dirt. Anything like that's disgusting. We went to a fucking pool yesterday, and I was in there for 5 minutes, and I was
Went
walking
to
around with my feet like
Valentine's,
that.
which is meant to be posh.
Horrible.
She was like that. I can't.
I can't get out.
That's where I went. I had 50% off a massage and they just did half my back.
It's hilarious. That.
I'm not joking. And it was my good
think
side.
it's
Like I
bad.
needed my bad side doing.
Oh,
Didn't get
what they
touched
did-
at all. Straight
like
down the middle.
vertical?
Straight
Literally
down the
in the
middle.
horizontal.
No.
Vertically down one side.
That might have been a shoulder massage.
Yeah.
But this was half off a back massage and they just did me left side.
That was 50% off.
That's so
50% of your back.
weird.
I know, and the woman, they must have done it on purpose, but she was like proper whispering, like, have you seen Pitch Perfect? That
Yeah.
the Asian one who's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So that's how she talked to me. So I couldn't like, I didn't know what she was saying, and then it was just finished, and I was like, oh,
Thanks for that.
yeah.
Was it
Walk
an
out
Asian
like
woman?
No,
No.
no, she just whispered like an Asian.
Hmm.
So is that the only way you can come? Like, do you need to have the piss?
No.
No, okay.
No, there's multiple. I've got a lot of kinks, but they're very niche. Like I was saying the other day that it's
Yeah,
really
we
hard
were
for me
say-
to
we-
find
He was saying about
what I want to watch. Like,
What you want to watch? A
Yeah,
porn?
like,
So you're just in like
Yeah.
different moods every time, sort of thing. Like you go
Yeah.
one day, you'd be like, "Oh, I'm proper
but
into
it's
that," and
always
then
disgusting. Like I either want like fat, dirty old men, or like fat women, or piss, or just like inappropriate public stuff. Just
Yeah.
anything that the normal person would be like, that is fucking disgusting. That's what I want to
yeah.
see.
And when you said you knew from like age 6 that you,
Oh yeah. So I was watching, like, remember when TVs were big and fat?
Yeah.
Right, and it had a video player
Like the
in
people
the
in
TV.
the porn that you watch.
Yeah, literally. Like my granddad's. And there was this program on about cowboy builders, like they do shit jobs and stuff. And there was this one who was pissing up the side of the house, and I was like,
That's so funny.
"That's disgusting." What's their number?
Yeah, yeah.
Smash a hole in the wall. Like, hello.
Oh, that's mad, isn't it?
yeah. Have you done pegging?
No, because my ex wouldn't let me.
Okay.
Ex-boyfriend wouldn't let me. But
So you wanted to peg him?
I wanted to peg him. Yeah.
Okay, what makes you want to do that? Because obviously, apart from like the thing of you're dominating someone, you don't really get
Anything from it.
anything
do ya?
from it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know.
You know.
Queen.
I think it's just like, because now I like talking from experience, you know, pegging experience. It's not. It's about them, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think it's like that with lesbian sex, though.
Mm.
Like
Yeah, it is. I
a
suppose.
lot like that with lesbian sex. So
Yeah, just take turns.
Yeah.
Well,
We learn something
That's
every
nice.
day, don't you?
that's nice.
What other kinks have you got? You've got loads, haven't you? I think.
I have, yeah. Like I don't want to see anyone trying to be sexy. I want like a little camera in the corner, hidden camera in the corner, like so a lot of voyeurism and stuff, you know.
So I remember what you told me about there about you can't find. She's like, there's such lack of porn where you just find a man wanking in a corner.
So do you watch like cuckold porn just to watch the fella in the corner?
She said like on his own though.
Yeah.
so
No
you're
one
like,
else there, just
you're
on
like
his
a
own.
peeping Tom.
Yeah.
That's what-
Surely there's loads of them videos of men just
They're very
wanking.
hard to they're very hard to find. If you
Really,
Google
yeah?
right now, man wanking in corner, you're gonna
Or does it have
But
to
she
be
was
in a
like
corner,
facing
does
the
it?
wall
has to
though.
be, yeah, facing the wall.
Facing the wall.
Yeah, like they've done something wrong.
Oh.
Honestly, she comes
Wild.
out with this stuff and I'm like, wow. I think it's because
Oh, here
here's
we go.
your trauma.
Come on.
I think because you are so OCD, I think the reason why you like all these mad, dirty, like awfully, like the worst scenario ever is because of that. It's like a release.
I think so.
Yeah. It's like a release.
Yeah, like you like a bit of a germaphobe, but then you're like, yeah,
I'm
just
a
piss on me.
positive-
Yeah.
Like piss isn't dirty, is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, it's not.
It's like
Not
an
dirty.
It's like an
Excrement.
excrement.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's waste
Terrible.
product. Yeah.
I don't know why though. Because it's fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh poured
If it
Oh,
piss.
was
better
there
than
for a
that.
while, then I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Sugar.
Fresh
Paul's
piss.
got sugar puff piss, so.
Oh god, that's awful.
Oh.
Oh, do you know
I don't
what?
know how, because he drinks so much water.
Me and my ex went to Cornwall one time, right? And we took these. They're called Viafems, like Viagra for women.
Mm.
And
What do they do? Just
well, they're supposed to make you hornier, but we were just like constantly wet, like without any arousal. Literally, right? And the woman in the shop was like, "Oh, make sure that you it might make you a bit dehydrated, so make sure you stay hydrated and that." So when we were like going about Cornwall, just about going about our day, and that we were sliding off chairs, like, "Oh my god, bring me water!"
He just make you dead
Didn't really-
dehydrated.
yeah, it didn't really do anything apart from make you wet. But anyway, she pissed on me for the first time in Cornwall, and her piss stank because of these tablets, right? And it was like one of those little box showers, so the smell had nowhere to go. And I was like,
Did you heave?
yeah.
What did she do?
Sexy.
She didn't stop.
Did you like it more because you were heaving?
I
You're
did like it,
oh
actually,
yes.
you know. Really liked it.
You did.
Like heave it.
This is what I mean. It's like,
But I don't really want it to be stinky. I
Yeah.
don't want it to be stinky.
Ideally, yeah.
Yeah. In an ideal world,
Mm.
but piss does stink, doesn't it? So
What turns you on, Loz?
I'm quite a sensual person. Like I love massages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
we
I
know
watched a
about
lot
that
of
as well,
massage
don't we?
porn. Like I watched a lot
What?
of massage porn.
Oh, the old story Paul told about when he went on holiday or something.
Oh yeah.
Is that true, that story?
Yeah. Do you know what?
He was
Right.
getting massaged and then
It-
ended up just fucking shagging in the thing. And
No, well, yeah. It literally is true.
Yeah.
And the guy, Merich. I mean, I don't want to give too much away because it's on his new tour. But
Oh, is he still doing it now?
No, because he started doing it in his old tour
Oh,
and then it didn't
okay.
fit in.
Right.
So he's
Right,
moved
okay,
it onto
yeah,
this
sound.
one, so it's the start of this one. But yeah, the guy who he talks about, Merich, he had a boner
Yeah.
and he touched my labia,
With his dick?
not with
Oh,
his dick.
sorry.
I mean,
Just because you
it's not
said
that
boner
big.
first, I was like, Jesus
No, but
Christ, getting involved.
his dick kept like brushing my arm and it was hard.
And how did you feel about that?
So I was like, oh my God. I was like, I feel a bit, I don't know whether he meant for it,
Yeah.
but like in Turkey, they're very, they don't miss out a lot.
Yeah,
do you know
right.
what I mean? And I mean, it's a funny story, but it definitely, like, what happened was true, but
Yeah.
like,
You have to go see Paul on his tour if you
Yeah.
can get tickets because there's no left.
but yeah, I fucked him after, and he was like, "Hang on," because I was like, "That was sensual, wasn't it?" I was like, "Fucking," I said, "I'm not saying he fingered me, but he did." Like,
Give it a little
touch my
brush,
labia
yeah.
a lot.
He did touch it a lot.
So it is true. But I'm like, yeah. And then we ended up shagging each other in the restroom.
Yeah.
And then he was like sat there like with his little head ticking away, thinking, "Hang on a minute, like, is he
You
just
thinking I was him then?
Does he just give you like loads of foreplay?"
Yeah.
He turned on. I just was like, "Well,
Fair enough, yeah.
yeah, well, you know."
You're welcome.
So you're into the old massages and that. And have you had sex on mushrooms?
Yeah. Wow.
What's that like?
Do you know
Oh,
what?
didn't you
Right.
have
I've got it.
mind sex on mushrooms?
Did he tell you?
Yeah.
Right. I can't even put it into words. It's
Wow.
It's so like hard to explain. But the first time I done mushrooms, like, I had a bad time because I went into it all wrong.
Yeah.
It was powdered mushroom. So I'm weird with texture, so we'd mixed it with water, and it was like I was doing a bush tucker trial.
Yeah,
was
right.
like,
Yeah.
I was just sick through that, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I kept seeing shadows and hearing voices. Paul would go to the toilet, and I was like,
Freaking
"Where's
out
he
and
gone?
that, yeah.
He's fucking left me." Like, thinking he'd left me.
That happened to my mate. He done mushrooms in Amsterdam and had a bit of a mad one.
Yeah.
And then the people he was with had gone in the shop or something. And then he just sat in the room going, "I've murdered them."
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And he
does
was like, they're
feel
in that
like-
bedroom dead. And he was like, "What am I going to do?" He was like, what's the death penalty in it? Is there a death penalty in Amsterdam? I don't know what to do. Took him ages to like get up the courage to open the door to see these dead bodies. And then he opened the door and he went in there and he was like, "Fucking hell, I'm in Amsterdam all by myself. What am I doing? Why am I on my own?"
Oh,
like,
no.
just proper started spinning
Yeah.
out like.
But so I'd done that, and I said to Paul, I went, "I'm never doing them again." Right. Set on it. And then I went away and done a little bit of research on my own. Didn't tell anyone about it because I thought, why is everyone getting these good experiences and I'm
Yeah.
just so close-minded about it? Because I've always imagined myself to be quite open-minded and handle things quite well.
Yeah.
So it done me head in.
Yeah.
And then so I went away, done loads of research on it, realised that I was going into it in the wrong way.
What were like
Right.
anxieties or something?
Well, just
and-
like trying to control it.
yeah, right.
So trying, because I'm like that. So I don't like the thought of something being out of my control in my head, not being able to control the way I
Yeah.
think. So that's what I went into it like. And I went into it trying to compare it to another drug
Right.
that I'd taken before.
Yeah, it's just
And
its
it
own
just,
thing,
you can't.
innit? Yeah.
So I didn't know what to do with myself because I was like, right, so I'm not chilled, I'm not stoned.
Yeah.
It's not a stone feeling. Don't want to chat anyone's head off.
Yeah.
Like Coke would do.
Yeah.
So where does it go?
Yeah.
And then so that done my head in. But then when I done it again, it was with Rudy.
Oh,
So
yeah,
me,
yeah.
Paul and Rudy. And I felt in control, but with still letting go.
Yeah, right.
And I found that I was very like, I felt very powerful in that trip. And I felt like I felt protective
Yeah.
over, especially Rudy. I don't know why, but I felt very protective over Rudy.
Yeah.
And like I could see people's auras, I could see people's like darknesses and weaknesses, and like, but then also their good sides, and I just seen loads of. So it opened my eyes. But then the next time I done it, then it was just me and Paul,
That was when
and
the
that
mind
took me
games
to a
happened.
different. I seen mine and Paul's past lives with us together.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds really fucking cliche and really like, oh yeah, we've been together throughout all eternity and
Yeah.
and all that. But genuinely, I am not bullshitting. Like what I seen, I did not make that up in my head.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I watched Paul die, so I seen his death, but it wasn't. It sounds awful. I was sad, but
You knew it like wasn't the
It
end
was like-
essentially.
yeah.
Like
it was. He was old.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I knew I said, you're going to die before me.
Yeah.
We're going to be together, but you're going to die before me.
Mm.
And I'm going to, and I felt, yeah.
And I'm gonna have
No,
all
but he
your
said,
money.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, nice one.
Yeah.
And
We
I
always
did,
say that, don't we? It's like who's gonna die first? And
It'll
like,
be
I don't
me.
know.
yeah.
I'm terrible stock. Nan's head was on sideways. She had web feet. So I'm not good stock. I'll be dead
My nan's
soon.
head was on sideways.
But then, and then after that, so after we went through all these like transitions through time and it was just dead weird.
Mm.
So I didn't feel powerful in this one. I felt very vulnerable, but it was okay.
Yeah.
I felt okay to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And Paul kept going off onto these. He kept like trying to get taken by something. He kept like sitting in like, you know, like cross-legged.
Sort of like deep
and, like,
meditation
looking up
kind
and
of
like
thing.
going into this. But I felt like someone was trying to take him from me.
Mm.
So I was like, don't let him take you. And he's like, no. And I'm like, no, you need to be here with me. It's just very dramatic, but it was so deep.
Yeah.
And then we was having this tantric sex, but not intentionally. We never said, right, when we have this trip, we're going to have this tantric sex. I mean, I've heard tantric sex before, heard of it, and thought, what a load of bollocks. Do you know what I mean? But no, like, I mean, I don't think you can have tantric sex without fucking some kind of aid.
It's either that or they do like mad breath work, innit? Because, you know, like if you do like Kundalini yoga or whatever, people can have like DMT style trips off just breathing. So maybe if you're doing the breath work with it,
with that,
it gets you to some other sort of
listening to
state.
some mad music.
Yeah.
And like I've never felt intense like pleasure like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds
And
fun.
we've had some good sex, me and Paul.
Yeah.
And that was the most intense sexual.
It was your souls shagging. That's what it was.
That is what it was like. I'm not even joking though.
Paul said he's seen
That's all.
Paul said he's seen our souls.
Dancing, not shagging.
When
Yeah,
we
he told me that.
We just sat on opposite chairs and just woke up and Paul was like,
Whoa.
what are you looking at?
Yeah. So do you think you've got a soul connection then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
when I met Dean, I felt just like he was a very important person in my life, and I didn't know what it was.
It was.
It took like years for us to get to here.
Yeah.
But it was like I just knew
You knew.
there was something about him.
That's
How
what
did you meet?
He tattooed me.
Did
He tattooed over my self-harm scars, which is kind of
Ah.
beautiful. That's cute,
Yeah.
that, isn't
Let me
it?
get all tingles
That's
there.
how we
Oh,
met.
all tingles.
Yeah.
Ah.
And then my ex paid for it, but
Sucker. Right into my pocket.
Yeah, I sent a text to Paul. So when I met Paul,
Your story of meeting was mad, wasn't it? Like
I had
you
a
were in the
weird,
front row,
I had
weren't you,
a
or
weird
whatever?
feeling, like you've just said, and I'm very much like I'm dead laid back and that, like in terms of like, you know, like I'm not a needy person in terms of if I meet someone, I'm like, oh, like if someone's meant to be, someone's meant to be, and that's it. I'm not.
Yeah.
So when I met Paul, obviously he was separated from his ex-wife at the time, and you know, I finished with my ex. I was very happy, like I was very comfortable situation, and then he just split with Helen, and then it was just like I was in the right place in my life to attract someone who was meant for me.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise that at the time. But when I met Paul, like, I just knew that we was meant to be in each other's lives.
Yeah.
And I sent him a text message because it was a bit of a, we'd been on a date and we'd been chatting for weeks before we went on a date. Then we went on a date. Everything was perfect. It was like weird. And you just expect something to go wrong.
Yeah, and sometimes it
And
just
you just
works,
like
doesn't it?
something.
Yeah.
And usually I would probably self-sabotage. Like back a day old me, I'd probably self-sabotage this good thing that's, you know, like as you do.
Yeah.
But I never did. And it was just like, you know, it was just so weird. And I said to Paul, I was like, listen, I know that you're meant to be in my life.
Yeah.
I know it on paper, it doesn't work out. Whether it's relationship wise, whether
Distance
it's
and
romantic,
shit like that,
whether
innit?
we're going to
Like-
be mates, but I know that me and you are meant to be in each other's lives. And I said, so no pressure. Don't think that, oh no, I've got to keep speaking to this girl now. I went, but just know that you do you. Like I went, you do you. I went, but we're going to be in each other's lives, just so you know. And
I
he was like,
exactly know that feeling.
Yeah.
And he was scared, but I was like, because he was moving to Australia,
oh right, yeah.
so he didn't want a relationship, but it just ended up. I was like,
funny how things
I'll
come
come.
in.
And he was like, I can book a
Time.
plane ticket. I was like,
I'll see you
okay.
there.
See what happens then.
But that was the first time we both lived with a partner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was in Australia, and it was just going to be
It was
a
make or
test
break, wasn't
of
it? Yeah.
does this work or not.
Yeah.
And we camper vanned, so we lived
Ah.
in a van for like a month or something, and we just got on really well.
How
Yeah.
long after you'd met was that?
A year. So we
Yeah.
moved in with each other after a year into a van.
I think
it
no,
will-
that's
Married,
gonna
that's like
test
2
you
weeks
Yeah.
and shit,
no
don't they,
other.
sometimes?
It will.
Yeah.
It did,
It did,
but
yeah.
it was fine. Like that was the weird thing about it, wasn't it? It
Yeah.
was just
I think
fine.
it's just because when we met, we were both in relationships, weren't we?
Yeah.
So when we were chatting, I was just like, oh, she's dead sound. But I was in a relationship, so but it was
yeah.
just like, oh, she's boss here. Like I had boss time chatting to her, and then you come in to get your tattoo finished and that, and then we just kept chatting and that, and just got on dead well in it. So like, then we was already sort of knew, oh, we're both like on the same level, mate wise. Like we spent ages
That's
just
the
sending
key though,
horrible
isn't it?
jokes to each
Yeah.
other. You know, like just
Yeah.
back and forth with the worst joke we could, and I was like, this girl's
You
funny,
can't be
know,
mates.
like,
You're fucked.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's a really important thing. I
It
think
really
that
is,
most
and people don't. They romanticize. Yeah,
Yeah.
like relationships and think it should be
Yeah.
all fucking princesses
There's
and
the films
rainbows
and shit
and
all that,
all
innit?
that
Yeah,
bollocks.
yeah,
But really, if you like, it's just are they your mate?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so important.
That's it. Simple.
Yeah, that's
like
the base level of it, innit? Because like you want a partner that you can go and just do shit with
Do life
that
with.
isn't necessarily romantic. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can go for the bevy, and just go and have a drink
like,
and chill
be
and
together
and
in each other's
laugh.
presence and not
Laugh.
have to like make effort
Try
to
or
go
anything,
and
yeah.
do something.
Yeah.
Like just to be together is
Just
enough.
hang.
yeah,
Yeah.
just hang. Yeah,
And I
man.
think
don't
don't sweat the small stuff as well, because
Yeah.
like I think I got so used to being with people that paranoid and like
Yeah.
just like, and I am a very, very loyal person, right?
Yeah.
I'm a loyal friend, I'm a loyal partner. And so if anyone used to be paranoid of me, even in my 20s and that, like, if anyone ever used to be paranoid of me, I used to think, if you're struggling with me,
Mm.
then you've got no hope.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know myself.
Yeah.
But when you're younger, you're a bit more, like, insecure and stuff as well.
Yeah,
I could
defo.
get that.
Yeah, I was a bit like that, like get paranoid
just
of
are,
people
like-
and a
Everyone-
bit jealous and all shit like
You
that.
have to
And,
put a lot of work into
Yeah.
work on
So
that.
to
and-
get over it,
but
yeah.
it's very
but it
doable.
also comes from like your partner sort of showing you that you can trust them as well,
Yeah.
innit?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
cause
Yeah.
Being
Exes
able
and
to
all.
be honest and accept honesty.
yeah,
Because a lot of people want honesty, but they can't
When they get
accept
it, yeah.
yeah.
They can't deal with honesty.
And they also sometimes can't give it either.
No.
Like they go, I want you to be honest, but I'm gonna not be.
Yeah, yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
it doesn't work that way, really, does it? Like,
And I think that was the key to that was the turning point in mine and Paul's start of our real relationship was, I think he'd spent a lot of time not being honest about who he was and
Yeah,
trying to
Yeah.
suppress a lot. And same for me as well. I used to dull myself down a
Yeah.
lot.
do you think it's just getting a bit older? You sort of just go, fuck it, life's too short to be.
I just
Not
don't
doing
think
the
I don't
things
want
that
to
you
not
wanna
be
do.
who I am.
Girls-
Like,
a lot
and
of
same for him.
girls are
Yeah.
like that. Like other girls will make you feel a certain way for being outgoing or
Yeah.
whatever. So a lot of girls do hide themselves a
Because they
bit.
feel intimidated by if you
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you have a personality. Looks isn't even, my opinion is, looks, right, is not even the most threatening thing. It's really not.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
no.
most threatening thing, especially to women, in opposed to other women being threatened by other women, is like personality. If you've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
Yeah.
personality,
Oh, yeah.
if you've got something about you, especially as a woman, right, that is the most threatening thing. So,
Yeah.
like, if you are, I've got a bit about you. When you're younger, you're too scared to like just be who you are,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
because you're scared of getting judged.
Yeah.
And I've always been a bit of a joker and a bit of a had a real like dark sense of humor and
Yeah.
and when you're in a group of girls when you're younger and like they're not like, they haven't got that same
Yeah.
thing.
You're the odd one out then.
Yeah.
So you get ganged on.
yeah.
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 No.
So I think that's what I was saying. Good doing the podcast like with Paul. When I started with Paul, that really made me realise that even at my age in my
Yeah.
30s, even that made me think, oh, do you know what? You can just be yourself,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
And that's what
And then
happened
for
with
you,
you,
it's
innit? Helping-
proper made
Oh,
that had that
definitely,
same impact for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think that like that reminds me of when we first met. So like I had a salon and Laurie's auntie used to come to me for nails. When I was going to close my salon, she was like, "Oh, you should come and work in Brow & Co." And I had a little stalk, Brown Co, right? And there's this picture of Laurie and the girl who used to work there on their work do, like tight black dresses, tits out, looking all sexy like she does, you know. And I thought, can you imagine me with them? Are you joking?
Yeah.
I thought, nah, she looks like a basic bitch. It's a horrible thing to say, but like, you don't usually look like you do and have the personality that you do.
Aww.
You know? So it was only when we met that I was like, actually, she sounds.
Even then, I wasn't being my true. Even though I'd be like, I am like I am with the people I love, with people close to me, friends, and you know, I am myself. But then, like from the outside, you know, if you look at all social media bullshit, right? Like
It's all
even
the same,
still,
innit? Social media.
even
it's a bit
still,
of a front.
there's a blag there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
It's-
defo.
I think the most exciting thing of life is growing and exploring how far you can go and pushing yourself.
Yeah.
And how have you found stand-up? Like,
It's scary.
Yeah.
Like, so I've only done like 2 shows on the one night.
What did you do? You done
I done Danny's gig in
Birkenhead
Chester.
and Chester one, yeah.
But I think since I've met Paul, it's weird because I went to uni and done performing arts,
Right.
and I've always been into drama, dance, and stuff like that. But I've always been the joker. So like when I went to uni, it's they're all prepping I was the oldest one in the in the group,
Right.
but like they were prepping. It was very centered around prepping them for drama school.
Yeah.
Is
So
that gonna be
uni
quite
to
reserved or
drama
whatever?
school, just very like
Yeah.
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 So we're going to do just very like that.
Yeah.
And as much as I had fun, and like I was very popular.
Yeah.
Like even though I was the older one, like I made friends and like I loved it.
Yeah.
But if ever we tried to do anything serious,
You just couldn't do it.
not that I couldn't do it. I just didn't want to.
Yeah, that's fair, isn't it?
I didn't want to, and they made you had to learn things that I didn't want to learn about.
Yeah.
That's not what I was there, and it made me realise like I just liked to have a laugh.
Yeah.
Like, and I know that sounds very childish, but
Yeah, but even in something that's like...
even when I was a kid, it was, there's signs there. I used to do characters and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
and then when I got with Paul, I've always loved stand-up comedy. Like, I'm the one that would always want to go to a comedy
Just
club all
quickly,
the
for
time.
anyone who doesn't know, you met Paul at Hot
At Hot
Water,
Water,
innit?
yeah.
Like he spoke to you and he posted the
Kate
video.
was there as
Oh,
well.
really? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sick. Because he posted the video, I think, when you got married, maybe,
Yeah.
of like how you met, and he's like chatting to you on the
Yeah,
front.
he
and that,
called me
and then-
fucking Lauren.
Yeah, it's so good that though, like
Mad,
having
isn't
that
it?
little
Yeah,
clip
having
of
that
like
clip.
the first moment
ever
that you've met. Yeah,
meet cute or
Yeah,
whatever
it's
it's called.
I remember at Rara, she looked at me after we'd gone off stage. She was like, quite fancy Paul.
Yeah.
And she was doing that thing where she like pulls. When he come back on, she was like,
It worked.
It worked.
Do you know
Well,
what's
locked it
do you know
down,
what's do you know what's weird, right? I never went there for that intention. Like I never pursued Paul.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
Sounds
who he
like you
was.
did.
The only reason we was there was because I bought a ticket. Well, not bought it was free.
Ooh.
It was a Tuesday when they done Tuesdays.
Oh, right, okay.
So I got tickets for a guy that I was dating
Yeah.
because he was a fan of Paul. So I got a ticket for the club. Didn't even know whether Paul was going to be there. Didn't check the lineup or nothing. Paid for a hotel. He palmed me. Palmed me off. Went all weird.
Look at it now.
He went, you can't just drop that on me. So then I've gone, do you fancy going Liverpool? I've got tickets for the comedy club. And
Yeah.
I've booked a hotel.
Yeah.
She's gone, yeah, we drove up, got there on time, got on the front because I said we need to get on that front row because there's no point in going if we don't get on the front row.
Yeah.
We drove all the way from Devon on a Tuesday.
So you wanted the
I
interaction with him and that,
I
yeah.
wanted to be on the front row.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting involved here, as Paul says. But
Get
I
involved,
wanted
eh?
to get involved. So we got on the front row, which is like, you can't guarantee that, can
Yeah.
you? So I don't know what all the stars aligned.
Just
Yeah.
perfect timing
weird.
of everything, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I
That's
did,
nice.
he come on and I was like, quite fancy him, you
Yeah.
know.
It's right.
And she was like, and laughing. And then we bumped into each other outside. He was coming out the stage door.
Yeah.
No, we did.
Yeah.
We
Just happened to know where the stage door was, yeah.
No, we was up the road. I was walking down.
I was trying to find something on my phone the other day, and like looking through my memories, and there was that picture of you two. Fuck me, you've both had a glow up. Seriously.
I think I look sexy then, apart from my teeth.
No, like you always been sexy.
I was a lot skinnier then. I was slim.
So what you're basically saying is Paul's had a glow up.
She's had a glow up too. No, you
fucking-
have had a glow up,
Yeah.
Rory. Like, and I'll tell you that. Tell you that to your face. You've had a glow up. You've always been sexy, but now you're sexier.
Thanks.
That's nice, isn't it? So
Did you have a lot of stick? Did you get stick? Because
From when I first got with Paul.
Yeah.
there was loads of shite of people going, "Oh, she's only with you for your money." I was like, "She's fucking minted, you know."
Yeah,
I think Paul's only with her for the money.
Well, I think what it was, because I'm at that point in my life, I was very sure of myself,
Yeah.
right? So, like, I had a very not up myself, but like very comfortable with who I was and what I bring to any table,
Which is an amazing place to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
So when he was getting all that, because we waited a while before we actually put some. I think the first picture he posted of me was on my birthday.
I met
we
you
was
at
in
Hot
London.
Water one
Yeah.
time. I think it was only new. It was before like the lockdowns and all that.
Yeah.
And you were there, and I think everyone stuck around and had a little bevy afterwards. And
Yeah.
that. I don't know how far into
Well, our
that
first
was.
date was me having to go to work with Paul, sit in the green room with Danny Mack.
Yeah.
First date
I might have been there, you know.
was you there?
Maybe,
I
yeah.
remember you being there one of the
Yeah.
first times, and I was sat in there chatting, and he said, "Oh, you know," so I was thrown in at the deep end really, but I mean, like, I loved it. Like, I just felt I belonged.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, being with Paul, loving comedy anyway. Everyone always says, like, it's so ironic that you've ended up with a comedian.
Yeah.
Because everyone's always seen me as like that, like, person who just who can have a laugh with or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think being in that world, like, so closely and being in this industry with Paul, it made me realise how much of an understanding I had of it without doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
You're in
being
a similar sort of spot, innit?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, weird understanding of timing, like what works, structuring, things
It's like we've learned as much as you can without actually doing it.
without
Yeah.
like. And Paul's like, it's so weird because his new show now, he'll say it to you. His new show now, I ripped it, like, pulled it apart and stuck it back together.
Yeah.
Like, so restructured the whole tour show,
Okay.
and so that it all ties in
Yeah.
really well.
Women are amazing. Organising.
Yeah, well, I'm
That's
not.
the life, man.
Weirdly, I'm not an organizer, am I? But
Absolutely not.
Oh.
I don't
So-
know, just have a weird.
So what was your first gig like? How was you feeling? Was it-
Absolutely. Like, I try not to think about it too much, because if I do, then I will not do it again.
Why is that?
Because it's like, if I didn't have the understanding, because I've spoke to Paul a lot about it, as you can imagine, like, loads. He's given me some really good advice
Yeah.
about, like, you're going to be shit.
Mm.
Even though I know you've got it in you,
Yeah.
he went, you are going to be shit.
Yeah.
Because you got to find who you are on stage.
Gotta get used to
That
being
you
on
know who
stage as
you
well.
are in your head. It's you are who you are in your head.
Yeah.
But when you go on stage,
That goes out the window
it
for a bit,
goes out
doesn't
the
it?
window.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
defo.
you need to find who you are, and you need to do it loads for
Yeah.
you to get to that point.
Yeah.
So he said, don't be afraid of rejection. Don't think, oh no, I fucked up there, I'm shit, because you're gonna be shit.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have ones that are good, you're gonna have ones that are bad.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
got to accept it and keep going
Just
forward.
gotta keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
that's what
yeah.
I'm telling myself. Like, I'm just trying to, like, keep myself, keep trying to get things booked in
Yeah.
so that I don't
You
lose
keep doing it.
momentum
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like get scared.
Yeah.
Maddest thing with it as well is, like, it's the most annoying thing about it is that you can only practice it on stage.
On stage.
Like, I used to
know.
be in bands and that, and I always say, like, you could sit there all week playing your songs at home, just knowing, as long as I know these songs, it's going to be fine. But stand up, man, you do 10 minutes and then you go, right, some of that worked, this bit didn't. My next gig's not for another 10 days. So you have to wait And then you go up, you do another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Something might have happened in the gig, so you go, oh, I forgot to do that bit again. And another 2 weeks, and then you've got another 10 minutes. Like it's the hardest thing to practice, I think,
Yeah.
without actually just gigging it everywhere as much as possible. That's the one weird thing about it.
I went on to Danny's gig at like 7:30 in Chester.
Yeah.
Different crowds.
Mm.
Chester,
Coffee shop.
Birkenhead, different crowds.
Yeah.
Right. And I went on, and he put me on first because he knew I had to go to Birkenhead to do
Bit
that.
of a tough one going on first, isn't it? For your first
For
gig
my
ever.
first gig.
Yeah.
And I said cunt about fucking 10 times in my set, right? And I come off and he went, oh yeah, well done. Like, but give me some feedback on like little bits that I could give me some, like little bits. He said,
Little
oh, that bit
toppers or
there,
whatever,
you should say this. And I did, I used it on the next one, they worked. But he's gone, you're probably the first person that's ever said the word cunt at my gig. Yeah. I went, fucking joking.
Could have told me that before.
He was like, well, I didn't know what you was going to say. I went, you know me.
Yeah. Well, that's cool though, doing a little double on your first night of doing stand-up, innit? Little 2 gigs in one night.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
doing
scary.
it this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's my goal for 2023. Are you
You
doing
want to do it as well?
She
Thinking
writes,
about
she's a brilliant writer,
Yeah.
like a songwriter, and she plays a
Yeah.
ukulele and all that. So I said, you want to write some bits, don't
You
you?
should do some live podcasts, and then that'll get you into
Yeah, do you know
chatting
what?
on
That's told
stage
me.
and that.
We was saying
Yeah.
that.
That is another thing. Like I've got little notes.
We
about
get
it.
you to come be a guest on our live talent show. Both
Oh,
of you
that'd
to
be
come
brilliant.
down and do that one
Love
time.
that.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
What could I do? This.
Oh, that's mad though, isn't it? That might win you 50 quid at our talent show. How's that happen?
It used to be 90 degrees,
Did
but
you
I've
break
not been
it or something?
training it lately.
Been training it. What do you mean?
I can do all of them.
What are you on about
Fucking
there?
weird.
Better on a flat surface, it's not my squishy leg.
Is that just because
Disgusting.
I'm just like
just
double
'cause,
jointed.
yeah.
I don't know what you call it.
that's
I
mad?
used to.
She's
It used
just
to
a
be like.
Dean.
Just got so many talents, haven't you? Jesus.
Come on, can you do this?
Can't do anything with my
What's
tongue.
that? What are you doing?
Like a snake tongue,
Oh, that's both. Yeah. Ooh, weird.
like splitting it, like a bum tongue, innit?
Little bum tongue. Yeah.
Wasted.
Wow.
Wasted now. Sounds like we're a woman in
What
5
can
years.
you do?
Fuck all. I can do armpit farts. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
See, I've got
weird
murderers.
fingers
I've got
on here.
murderers' thumbs as
The old
well.
hitchhiker. That one's that's a wild hitchhiker thumb. That mine goes back a bit like. But that's
No
fucking,
one's letting you in with
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Uh,
Jesus
Scary,
Christ.
innit?
Dean's really good at armpit farts.
Amazing at them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go on.
yeah,
Go
get
on,
this.
Go on.
Put this near it.
Wow.
you look like you're farting.
Good them, aren't they?
so strained.
I've got to really like control it.
yeah,
It's like playing a
control it.
bagpipe or something. Like,
That's so good.
properly getting
so
involved.
proud
Yeah.
of you.
I know it's good that.
I need a little wee. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. We'll have a little break and
Wee
then we'll come
break.
back, do some Patreon questions and that in a minute. Feel supreme.
We contacted these guys ourselves because we wanted to be sponsored by a brand that we genuinely believed in.
If you want to improve your sleep, digestion, relieve stress, everything you want for an easier life, you need to get on Feel Supreme.
We started using the Lion's Mane tincture, which was winner of the best supplement award in the UK. We put it in our coffee in the morning and it helps with memory and focus. Studies show that Lion's Mane stimulates the growth of brain cells and helps to protect against disease such as Alzheimer's. And it's the easiest way to do it. Just put it in your coffee in the morning.
Lovely. Tastes nice.
Done.
Flying.
Mash.
Have you ever heard of nicotinamide riboside?
What's that, dear?
Riboside, motherfucker. Neither had we.
We hadn't heard of it either. You need to look it up because apparently it's a natural anti-aging supplement. Widely studied health benefits that you can use to treat cardiovascular, neurodegenerative and metabolic disorders.
Who doesn't want to deal with the metabolic and neurodegenerative
And
disorders?
cardiovasculars.
I do.
They've got loads of stuff. They've got CMOS, they've got hemp protein, stuff for your brain, stuff for your gut, stuff you've never heard about. But once you read up on it, you'll be like, why have I not heard of this? And why isn't it taught in schools?
Ashwagandha.
Shilajit.
All this stuff is good for you.
We're not just making up words. These are actual things that you need to know about.
They make you feel supreme.
TMHC 15.
For 15% off, you feel 15% more supreme
Yeah.
with 15% off TMHC 15.
Feel supreme.
Go get your brain stronger.
We'll get some Riverside.
Feel supreme.
I just wanted to know as well, like, have you got any comedy goals for this year?
Comedy goals.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think the main one is podcasts, obviously. Do as many gigs as I can,
Yeah.
just to try and get a little bit more confident and stuff.
What was it like going on a Paul's gig? Did you flap it?
Wow. I was pestering him on our podcast
Yeah.
because I knew Birmingham was coming up, and I
Is
was
that
like,
podcast coming back at all?
I don't know, because
Someone's asked that.
yeah,
Oh, have they?
I
As
have,
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
we get asked it a lot, and the thing is, it's not we started it during lockdown,
Yeah.
and it worked because we had fuck all else to do. So it worked. We never realised it would get as popular as it was.
Right, yeah.
So like there was no intention to like
For it to
carry
be
it
a
on. I was only
thing,
meant
yeah.
to be a guest on Paul's podcast as a lockdown special.
Yeah.
And then it turned out like when after that episode got released, people was like, "Oh, should have you and Laurie on like all the time."
Yeah.
So we changed it and stuff like that, and then obviously the world started to get back to normal after about a year of us doing it.
And I come up with the name.
Yeah.
You
So
did,
everyone knows.
Dean did. He come up because we was proper racking our brains, and then
Yeah.
he did. I forgot about that.
I know.
Thanks for that.
It's all right. You're welcome.
Guys,
I'll have 10%.
But I think because Paul's so busy with touring, and his last tour as well, that obviously because it went back to normal,
Yeah.
we were struggling to
Yeah.
like,
And it's because you live down there and up here. Like, it's
yeah,
just
like we
fucking-
don't live together.
Yeah.
Not on the
really.
editing side of things as well. isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's
And
got,
he
he's
was
got-
editing, but then when he's starting work again, like it was stressing him out,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
became not fun for him to do.
Yeah, right. That's when you just don't want to do
Yeah,
it
It's
anymore.
like
innit?
every
Yeah.
time you get to see each other, it's like, oh, you got to work.
Yeah, yeah, and,
Yeah, true that as well.
So
yeah,
as
yeah.
much as like we miss it, we do miss it like genuinely, but it just didn't make sense anymore.
Yeah,
Like
right.
it's just a shame, and we didn't want it to become work because
Yeah.
me and Paul had our own things going on, so that we didn't want that to be work.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
Yeah.
Gaz has said, Laurie is hilarious. Does she have any plans to bring back What's the Story, Paul and Laura? I miss her mildly offensive Taiwanese accents.
oh God, Paul used to like.
Is that because you had like you done like a Star Now profile
Yeah,
or something,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
said on the accents that you could do a Thai
I know.
accent? Or
I mean, I didn't really. He never told me that he was gonna. He never told me he had found that.
yeah,
Right.
right.
So it was a genuine like
Shock moment.
Yeah.
What a dickhead!
That's so funny.
Like I thought, yeah, like oh Cockney, I can do this. I can do posh.
Yeah,
Fuck
posh.
But yeah, like I think I'm a bit more. You know, I say like the comedy industry's changed loads, hasn't it? Like you have to
yeah.
be careful what you say. Especially if you do that job, because like you know you got that you get
Cancel culture,
cancelled and
Yeah.
all that shit.
I don't know how much of that is
But
real.
I mean,
though.
for the club people, probably not as much. You can say probably more
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
you could what you could on TV.
Mm.
So when because I'm just who I am, and obviously at that point I'm just like I'll just say what like.
Yeah.
Say what
I
I
wanna
like.
say, yeah,
do
yeah.
I love doing accents. That's what I think it's. And now apparently it could be seen as like racist
Yeah.
to do accents, and I'm like, well, if a Thai woman was doing an English accent, I would laugh my fucking head off. I
Yeah.
would not think of it as her being racist or whatever.
Yeah, it's weird, and I always feel like it's like the context of what you're saying, because sometimes you just mimic it because you hear something and you go, oh, that sounded nice, that
A
like
parrot's racist.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
like people do it with,
racist.
like people do it with Amy all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she'll say something and go, oh, I love doggy.
Yeah, well, we
and
do
like,
that with Rudy.
it
Rudy was
all
said
the
pussy
time.
the other day. He goes pussy.
That's what I mean.
Fucking crack me up.
Pussy.
So I don't get how that's any different to going,
Yeah.
oh, you said pussy, and then to doing like a fucking whatever
Someone from a
accent.
different country.
But if,
accent.
obviously, if you're like taking the piss and being honourable with it, then yeah,
Horrible.
that's racist. But like sometimes it is just like literally like the melody of how they've said
it's
something
the
makes you go,
context.
ooh, and copy it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Context of things though, like because people ask me if I get offended by like, you know, words and shit, and I'm like, well, if I said Laurie Smith's a fucking bitch, like I fucking hate her, like that's one way to say it.
Yeah.
But if I was like, you're a slag, It's not quite the same.
We
is it?
love it. That's a
Yeah.
term of endearment.
Yeah.
It really
Do you know
is.
what I mean?
Can't stop calling my mum a slag. That's how it all started for me. Yeah, it really is. Like we sat there in silence. I goes, well, Julie, you know that it's not your fault. Like you're a slag, don't you? And she's like, I know. And I'm like, I can't live thinking that you think it's your fault that you're this much of a slag.
She'll just
It really-
randomly go like to me. She'll just come up to me. I'll be doing something, and she'll just be like, "So, Laurie, what's it like to be the biggest slag in the world?" And then I'll go, "Well, you know, it took a lot of effort, took a lot of time, like a lot of dedication."
I
like to
only
thank my
call
friends, my
people
family.
that I
Yeah.
really, really love slags. That's the only people that get called slags.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't use it offensively.
Yeah.
It's a real
That's
love
nice.
thing.
Yeah. So you two got your podcast together. Has that just come about from working together, having these fun conversations and that, and you've just sort of been like, oh, sort of like a peek behind the curtain of like what actually gets said in like a beauty salon.
Not
and
a
that.
beauty, probably just ours.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
So
yeah.
many clients come in like, and you've had quite a few old clients as well, haven't you? Like
Yeah.
microblading and that, and even some of my clients are old, but like everyone always gets on board because we have absolutely no filter because we just think if they don't like it, they don't have to come
don't have
back.
to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was as soon as we started working together, really, people
Before
started
I
saying,
met
"Oh
Paul,
my god, the conversations that you
yeah,
have,
we
you
used
two
to
need to
say.
get a podcast in it. You really do. Like, just get
Yeah.
like little microphones and that to have on while we're working because, man, the things that we talk about.
Yeah.
And just sort of. It's only when I moved back from Brighton and your work slowed down that we were like, right, now seems like the time to do it.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea. Like beauty gang.
Yeah.
It's a good market that like not really.
It's the niche
in
that
it
it's
as
the
well.
niche that we've started on, but we don't talk about work.
Literally
Yeah.
right. So we were like, we'll talk about some beauty stuff amongst other stuff.
Yeah, that's how it.
But
that's
even
how
like
it
on your
happened.
Patreon, you offer like discounts on
on
treatments and shit in it
treatments
and
and
that.
stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
So that's a cool like niche thing to be able
Yeah.
to have.
Yeah,
and
I
stuff
think
and
there's a lot of beauty podcasts, right? None that are like they're very much. I'm not gonna say boring, right? But
boring.
I'm gonna say
funny.
they are just focused around. What they do is they get someone on who's been successful in the industry, and then they just talk about that. That's the level of like what
Yeah.
the industry podcast would
Right,
be
okay,
about.
yeah.
We're usually coming at it from a comedy perspective.
We're just coming at
which
it
is
from
perfect.
comedy,
Yeah.
And just normal people working
just
in
normal
in the
conversations.
industry,
Like it's about people. It's
yeah.
about
Yeah.
like real stuff,
Yeah.
and not necessarily what anyone would imagine that beauty therapists or people who work in beauty, who've got a salon, would necessarily even fucking dare
Yeah,
talk about. Like we talk
Yeah.
about sex a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's got nothing to do with what we do. You know,
Yeah.
Brows and Hose is just like like a spin-off of Boats and Hose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna film a music video, aren't we, soon?
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait
So we're
for
just
that.
writing a rap. So you know the Boats and Hose song by the Step
Yeah.
Brothers.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Katie's wrote this. So that beat that you hear over
Your intro thing,
our intro,
yeah.
that's the beat for our
your rap,
Rap.
music.
Oh my
so
God.
we're getting a music video filmed with we're just writing the rap at the moment.
Yeah.
We're like halfway through it.
That's hilarious.
That's
Some big,
that's
like
our,
fluffy coats and that, like
Yeah.
pimp hats and
Yeah.
canes.
so
You've
we're
probably
getting
still
it
got some
filmed.
pimp hats left over
Yeah.
from back in the day.
I know, my medallions and stuff. But we've got some plans to like film that, get it recorded and then film that like with shots of the studio, shots like out. We're going to try and get a boat, I think. We're
That'd be
like
funny,
just
that.
hire a boat,
Some little canoe in the canal.
Yeah.
a kayak.
Yeah.
So we've like got a couple of hoes on board. So I think Paul's going to be one of our backing hoes.
Oh, nice.
Who else?
Jack.
My brother. He's going to be one of the backing hoes. And my auntie Tracy,
Yeah.
who's
That's great.
she's going to
You
be
know
a
who else we need to get on?
who?
Me, Julie.
Me, Julie. Yeah,
Who's me, Julie?
her mum.
Oh, your
She's
mum,
the
the
best.
slag.
Yeah, just like,
She is.
she's brilliant. At her.
Best.
She
Yeah.
goes to me the other day, right? I came in from somewhere. We sat down, put the TV on, and there was a program on literally just called My Massive Cock. And she was like, should we watch this? I was like, yeah, all right. And then she turned to me and she's like, Kit, what's the biggest dick that you've had? Well, mum.
Well, mother.
Yeah.
What
was
is the answer? Can't leave us hanging on that.
It's changed in the last few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
beat the record.
Yeah.
Your own PB in the
Say
past
no
few
more.
weeks.
Say no more.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
like she was just like, well, the biggest one that I've had. And I was like, Mum, I did not fucking ask. But the biggest one that she's had, right? So I was homeschooled from like year 5 onwards. But I was in primary school, went to a place called St Mary Church, and my mum shagged my deputy head teacher, right?
Is it right, Julie?
Then got in a relationship with him. He moved in with us.
Yeah.
And that was going to school with Mr. Bradbury. Like he's come. I saw him getting ready this morning. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
he passed
big
the
dick
Weetabix, please,
Bradbury,
Mr.
yeah.
Bradbury. But yeah, she's like, wow, Adrian had the biggest dick I've ever seen. He's very well endowed. Why do I want to know that?
Yeah.
Okay. I woke up one night when we were staying at Mr. Bradbury's. And Mum was getting railed, like sounded like she was being fucking murdered. Sounded like she was being murdered. And because I was so young, I don't know whether it was just like anxiety or what, but I sat up for a while and I was listening to it and I threw up.
No way.
Maybe that's why you became a lesbian.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your trauma.
She's got a real problem with, right? So when in my like peak lesbian era, I would sometimes just dip my toe in the straight pool just to make sure that I was still a lesbian, right? Because it's not easy being a lesbian in such a small town.
Right.
Oh yeah, slim pickings.
It is.
Yeah, right.
And whenever I would sleep with a man, I would either cry before or after.
Yeah.
Yeah, like once I cried on this guy's chest, right, for about 10 minutes, and I was like, okay, let's go. Still slept with me.
What was that like? Just
I think it's just like because I really didn't want to be doing it. I was just trying to make myself like enjoy it to make it easier for me.
What did he do?
Still fuck me. Yeah,
I like it.
it's okay. Just keep crying. Actually, I like it.
Making it wet.
Yeah. But
Well,
yeah,
we
Laura's
ask,
got like.
we ask for awkward sex stories.
Oh, do you?
So
if you've got any.
there's one.
That was one, yeah.
I suppose. Yeah. Well, I've got many of those. I mean,
Go on then.
crying ones.
Right,
But,
yeah. A lot of crying over dick.
A lot of crying over dick.
Oh, you've got one. That one.
There was a scenario where I was with my ex-girlfriend and she was partial to a bit of A-levels.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Partial to a bit of
Smart
A-levels.
girl.
Yeah.
And she woke up in the morning, like we woke up together and she had to go to work. And I was like, oh, come on, like before you go, let me fuck you. So I put the strap on and she was like, oh no, I don't think you should. I think I need to go to the toilet. And I was like, oh, come on, like we've only got like 10 minutes. Come on, be a champ.
Be a trooper.
speed
Come on, get
round.
involved, yeah.
So I was fucking her and then her alarm went off again. So like for her to, she had to lean forward to get the alarm to like snooze it. And as I exited, like the dildo exited her ass, right? It was a very realistic one. It had a lot of veins, had a really like protruding bell end, and there was a lot of crevices in it. In all the crevices, there was a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Right? Me and my OCD, and like smell rises, done it, heat rises.
Yeah.
I started retching. She was like, is there poo? I was like, yes, there's poo. Yes, there's poo. Yes.
And it's attached to me.
Honestly, so I was stressing out because it was fucking rising and I could smell it.
Yeah.
But also I needed to get it off. And as I was trying to get it off, it was like playing Operation because it was like slapping against my legs, getting shit all down my legs. That was horrific.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, that's a
I think
bad
that's
one,
a
that.
common problem though.
Is
Yeah.
it?
I mean, that's what you're rolling the dice if you're
You
going
are
for your
rolling
A levels,
the
aren't
dice.
you?
I was
What have
thinking-
you eaten? What time
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
I
eat?
was thinking it's not my dick, is it? It'll be fine. But I didn't really think about the
It'd be
logistics
fine
of
if it was
getting
on
it
your
off.
skin.
Well, I didn't think it was going to be on my skin, did I?
No.
I thought it was just going to be on.
So can I ask in that scenario? Say you're going, oh, I want to shag you.
Yeah.
Then what? How does that go? Like you shag her, and then what do you do? What do you get out of that?
Now, I haven't slept with a woman in that long. I don't actually remember.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
like,
it's
I
been
don't use
long.
toys a lot, to be honest. When I'm sleeping with women,
Yeah.
like it's only really for like butt stuff.
Yeah.
I will opt for a strap on.
Okay.
Sex with a woman is so different to sex with a man. It's so much more sensual and like intimate. And I think that's
My
probably why-
mate, because she uses vibrators all the time, so she's got a clit like a tank. So she can only get off now using the vibrator.
Really?
So she'll like pretty much every time it's anal with a fella, massage gun on the clit.
Do you know I cannot come with a penis with any. Well, no,
But what,
With a
with
penis
penetration?
inside
With penetration,
I
neither
can't.
can I.
I can't. No, but I mean like, but you can if you play with yourself as well, right?
I can't if I masturbate. If I masturbate with penetration, I do not come.
Yeah, but if you're having sex and you play with your clit, can you come?
If I'm having
Is it hot in here?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I
So
can't
how
have. It's too much going on.
How do you come?
No, I can either come with like, I don't know. It depends. Like I have come up with penetration, but usually the majority of the time it has to be. We were talking about this as well. Like straight legs. Like can't come with my legs open.
I can't. Yeah, cannot.
Oh.
I have to
I
be on
know.
my back.
Yeah.
Legs
She's
straight.
the same.
Yeah.
So is Paul.
The straight leg, like sort of
Paul
tense and
can't
like.
come.
It's not sexy. Is it?
Yeah.
It's not sexy. It's planking it.
Yeah.
Planking.
It's not. I think that's
It's a
from-
common problem.
Is it?
Do you know though? Like when I first started masturbating, I used to just hump like the arm of sofas and stuff. I also went into the. I used to like go to the bathroom, lock the door, obviously, hump the toilet. Like, hump the
What,
toilet.
you?
Me, I know. I
You?
couldn't imagine that now. I hump
Wow.
the toilet, and then I would fiddle with the toilet paper, so it sounded like I was going, flush the toilet, and come back out. But I think that it's from that, because that's how I learnt to come, from humping things.
Mate, yeah.
So now I just can't.
No.
But like if I try and play with myself while there's a dick in me, my clit's numb. It doesn't.
That's
Isn't it?
that's me. Yeah, I see.
Oh, look at
So
this.
we're like-
Bonded
We
there.
really are.
Right, there's me and Katie are best mates, right? There's 11 years between us, and I don't see the age, right? Which is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because 11 years is a long time. So like you'd think there'd be some kind of feeling that, okay, this is my friend, but she's young. She's
Yeah.
definitely younger than me. Like I know she's younger than me, but
None of that.
what really fucked me off the other day,
Oh God.
which really put things into perspective, was Katie got a message in that went into her request from a random, wasn't it? And he said, yeah, hi, really love your videos, really funny, really love your stuff. Them videos that you do with your ma.
Oh,
Right,
no.
really love them. With your ma. Right, now since I've got married,
Yeah.
my last name is the same as her last name.
Oh.
That doesn't help. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
the reason.
No, yeah.
Because people think that we're mother and daughter a lot. Like we went to Turkey, and she come with me when I had my nose done, and all the Turkish people just used to feel like, oh, your daughter is beautiful.
Yeah.
They used
Like,
to
you
go, can I
know,
touch her?
Can I touch her? Like, can I touch her? And I'm
Can I
like,
touch your child?
fucking not my. She's not my kid. All
You
right.
can touch her, but don't ever say that.
I know, yeah. Do what you like, okay? She's a grown
Yeah.
woman.
That's mad though, isn't it? Because even like 11 years, like
I know.
that's not
I'd have
even
to be
old
a
enough.
massive slag at
Yeah,
11.
yeah,
I mean, you
Sort
are.
of.
I mean,
Oh, no.
yeah.
11, I was still playing with Barbies.
Obviously, yeah. Playing with dick at 12.
I wasn't, I was a late bloomer.
Right, well, how old were you when you lost your virginity?
I was 15.
How old were you?
14.
16.
But I don't
Older.
think
And you.
13.
Oh, he
Right.
beat me. Damn.
you're the biggest slag here.
Did
So
you lose it to a guy or a girl?
A guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
lovely. And my mum still goes on about him now.
Does she?
Yeah, she's like, I
The
love
second biggest
I
dick
love
I've ever seen.
Steve. I did. I lost my virginity in the Hilton.
Oh, bougie.
Yeah.
Ooh. Have you got
Nice.
any sexy bucket list stuff that you want to do that you haven't done?
Sexy bucket list stuff.
Yeah.
I've done it all.
I want a big drug-fueled orgy, me.
Drug-fueled orgy.
Yeah, they look
Yeah.
boss, them, don't they?
They do look. I've watched. Thinking now, thinking about what I watch. I've watched a couple of orgies, but I was saying I've said this before. Like, but porn for me, like I'm not specific about what I'm watching, like the niche or whatever.
Mm.
But what matters to me, and I'm straight, right? What matters to me is what the woman looks like or what features the woman has. Like,
Right.
I like
Big
big
tits.
tits.
Yeah.
And I like her to be. I don't like watching like her to be happy about it. Like I don't want her to be like like all that. Like I want it to be like, I want it to look real.
Yeah.
What?
I want it to be getting railed. Like I don't like soft sex.
Yeah, okay.
Like I like
Yeah.
dudes like okay.
I'm enjoying myself. Good time.
So like it matters. The man can look like anything. It doesn't matter what his penis looks like. I don't care. what matters for me is like the actions and the look of the woman
Right. Okay.
or women.
I know, isn't
Like-
it?
Because I'm the absolute opposite.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be sexy because that's not like, I know that sexy people are getting fucked. I want to see what like people who are not stereotypically attractive or
Yeah.
like you wouldn't expect to be
But
sexually
Paul's the
active.
same as that though.
Is he?
Yeah,
So you
he
go for like
likes wrong
the
uns,
amateur, like
wrong
It
uns.
has
Just-
to be amateur.
yeah.
It has to be amateur.
Mm.
I don't want to.
This feels a bit more real though, innit?
does, I
Like,
want it to be-
because obviously like the proper professionally filmed ones
Yeah.
and that proper actresses and all that, it's like,
Yeah.
like, you know, you can tell that there's like a fake and they're overplaying shit and that, and
yeah.
then
Pizza boy arrives like, I haven't got any money.
yeah, you
Wanna,
just
you
want
know,
like a
on a
travel
job.
lodge and just fucking yes, go ahead.
Travel
yeah, yeah.
I
Car
was there
park.
first time.
Oh yeah, our first.
Was it Holiday Inn?
I don't know.
What, when you first slept together?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
well,
tied-
that
he
wasn't
tied
our
me to
first
the-
time.
He tied me to the base of a telly stand and like Celebrity Juice was on.
It's the best thing. It's the best I had to do.
So I
There's
was
nothing
just
else
like,
to tie her to.
Keith was like, oh shit.
Yeah. I was like, here's what I keep. Like, yeah.
Trying to think if I've got any embarrassing sex stories. I think I have, but like
I've been with that many men.
I can't remember. No. I think one of the most strangest scenarios, but that I didn't actually have sex in this scenario, but it was a sexual setup.
Encounter, yeah.
Right. So before I moved to Devon, because I moved from Birmingham to Devon, my older two, because I've got two teenagers. Well, she's 18 and my son's 17.
Mm.
So, when they used to go to a posh Catholic school, and it was very. I've always been my oldest two. I've always been the youngest mum at the gate, because I had my daughter when I was 19.
Yeah.
So I've never been into all this like playground. Oh, let's meet for a coffee, like you know, all of that. Never been into that. I used to go pick the kids up, see you later, try, and never used to stop for conversation. So I never used to get invited to any of that mum shit, which I was glad about. But there was this one mum that my friend in Birmingham, her daughter went to the same school. She used to talk to this mum and the dad. So they were like, they was actually all right. There was proper sound. And then they invited me and Kelly for a Christmas drink at their house. They had a lovely house, very like detached, like 5-bedroom. You know, he had a good job, she had a good job.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just a perfect, like, you know, parents, what you'd think was. So it snowed this night, and my dad had come to visit me, and I said to Dad, do you mind babysitting the kids?
Shout
While
out
I
Big
go.
Ron.
Big Ron, yeah.
Man. What a guy.
Yeah, while I go to, I won't say the names, but while I go to the mum and dad's house for a drink. So Kelly was ill. She's like, mate, I'm ill. I can't go, but you're going to have to take one for the team. Just go. And I was like, yeah, but I don't really speak to him. She was like, no, just go. So the woman's rang me and said, oh, I'm going to get my husband to come pick you up. And I was like, all right. So he's come to pick me up. I've got in the car. I was like, hi, you know, as you do, like just being all like that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Hi, you all right? He was like, yeah. He went, open the glove box. So I was like, oh.
It's a weird,
okay.
weird first one, innit?
Literally didn't even say hello to me.
Yeah.
Open the glove box. There's a massive bag of what looked like cocaine
Yeah.
in there. And I went, oh, so it's that kind of party? And he was like, yeah, it's MCAT. Right.
Oh, shit.
He went, do you like MCAT? And I went, I have tried it. I was like, you know, inside, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Because these are the least people that you would expect
Yeah.
for this to be like.
Yeah.
So I was in the car and I was thinking, what am I getting drove to here? Because I don't, you know what I mean? I did not expect this. Got to the house, she's dressed all sexy. Opened the door and she's like, hi, like that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. And I've gone in with my little bottle of wine and that. And then it sits down and, you know, and you just sense weird. This is going to go weird.
Yeah.
So he's just got this bag of things. He's gone, So I've just gone along with, like, I thought, wow, all right, okay.
Yeah, now, innit?
This isn't the
See
ideal
what
situation.
happens.
They're not my mates, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, I felt rude to go. I'd already got to their house. I'm already sat there. There's already lines bloody lined up with this
Yeah,
fucking MCAT, which had a bit of before. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to have to get involved a bit. But then she was like, do you want to see my my garage? And I was like, why, what's in your garage? I went, you got a new car? She was like, no. And she had a pole in her garage.
Right.
So I was like, all right, okay, she's got a pole in her garage. It's not a big deal. Like, so she starts dancing around this pole and taking her top off. And I was like,
To just
that's
you.
lovely, isn't it? I was like, you're really good at that, aren't you? You've been practicing. I was thinking, oh my God, this is so weird.
Yeah.
And then he kept staring at me, and I just felt like prey.
Yeah.
You know, like I just
Very
felt they'd
weird.
lured me there to be all sexy and that.
Yeah.
And then every time she kept going out the room, he kept going, she wants to fuck you, you know. I was like, oh, that's nice.
That's
isn't it?
nice, yeah.
And he was
Thank
like,
you.
do you want to fuck her? And I was like, well, I never had that on the plan. Like,
Yeah.
that wasn't on the list of things to do. But, you know, so then he was sitting on the computer a lot of the time. So I kind of avoided doing anything with them. But then he kept sitting on the computer.
What's he doing on the computer?
Well, I'm going to get to that now.
Sorry.
So then he's like, I went, oh, what are you doing on the computer there? And he's like, oh, I just want to show you all the swingers, like, chat things that we're in.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, right. So I just kind of made it like a fun thing. Like, oh, this is interesting. Like, I think it's not for me. I thought I'd slip that in. I mean, it's not for me, like, but, you know, each to their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I was talking to some swinging couple while they had sex. And I was like, hi, like that talking. But it was just, they tried to fuck me all night.
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
And I thought the only way they're going to be able to fuck me is if they do it against my will.
Yeah.
But I still didn't want them to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I thought for them as parents at this school to just completely trust me
Yeah.
and open up and show me all their weird kinks that they
Yeah.
like doing. Like, I didn't want them to feel bad.
Yeah.
So I
Did you just stick
managed
around
to
while they
go-
were having sex?
Yeah, till 6 in the morning.
Fucking hell.
I would have been so
commitment.
wet by then.
Isn't it? That's how much of a fucking nice guy I am. That I thought, I don't. And then at
Ooh,
the end,
still going. Yeah,
when I
well
left,
done.
I went, oh, it's been a lovely night, you know. Like, and then she went to me, just please, can you just not tell anyone about this? I went, don't need to worry about that.
Kelly.
No judgment. I went, Kelly, you fucking cunt. Like, and I told my dad. My dad was fucking absolutely just in hysterics.
Yeah.
I was like, Dad, you will not know what I've been through.
That is so
funny.
funny. That's
So, and then after that, like, it was just so, it was dead quiet at the school gates.
Yeah,
like,
a bit
I was like,
awkward,
oh,
yeah.
but I thought I don't want to make them feel like
Yeah, just let
I'm
on.
talking about it. So
Yeah.
it wasn't really. It was just always been a funny story for me to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
very grateful of it.
You're very polite, just going, oh, let's stick around.
Yeah, I made them
So-
feel. I made them feel like, you know, like accepted
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
without
good.
being a slag with them.
What's your favourite drug?
I don't know really, because you have good and you have pros and cons, don't you, for
All of them, yeah.
all of them really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you done a lot of different ones?
Yeah, the only things that I haven't, well, so I'll probably, I mean, there's loads of new stuff now, isn't there? But my worst drug that I've ever done is ketamine.
Yeah.
Have you done ket? No.
No, I don't know, and I've tried it 3 times in my life, very spaced out, just to make sure. Just to make
Yeah.
sure.
With dick.
Yeah.
No, still hate it.
Occasionally just dip, like 3 times I've done it. Once when I was 17 by accident. Once in Ibiza and once.
How'd you do it by accident? Think it was something else?
Because that, yeah, I thought it was coke. So
Oh, okay.
new set of friends came into my old boyfriend's house,
Yeah.
and they'd been out, and then they'd done these lines, and they went, "There's one for you," and I was like, "Okay," and then I didn't. They went, "It's ketamine," and I
Oh,
was
thanks
like,
for telling
"Oh,
me afterwards, yeah.
Yeah.
lovely," and I couldn't, like, from there down, dead,
Yeah.
dead, like just couldn't operate any of my body.
Mad.
It was terrible.
It's not
time.
ideal, that is it?
I just don't like now, like ketamine has become the new cocaine. So like young
Was
people
it cheaper
have
or
it when
something?
they're
I don't know,
out.
like, yeah.
Like,
The only times
how
my
can you have
mates used to have it
ketamine?
was like festivals and that, but
Yeah.
I never bothered with it. Like, I'm too paranoid with drugs. I'm always like, oh, I'll be the first person that I'll be the one that dies off that bad pill
Yeah.
or something. Do you get what I mean?
Well,
So
this
I've
is what I
never
was
fucked
saying.
with
Like,
them.
if I look back historically, if I go over time, like now I haven't got any favourite drug. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not really like talking about what are your addictions and stuff like that. I'm not addicted to anything. Like there's nothing that's a vice. But when I started going out, when I was like 15, because you could go out then and not have our ID or nothing. The ecstasy pills back then, oh my God. And I don't want to like be a drug pusher, but now you just don't get them you don't get them anymore.
Yeah.
And like I try and explain to like people, like even, I mean, you're not into drugs, are you really? That like
Not really, no.
Do you drink?
Yeah.
But like the potency of the ecstasy pills back then, like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The 90s is when it was fucking massive, wasn't it? So them coming into the
That's
2000s
love.
and that's
It's
still
love.
there. Yeah,
That's what it is. It's love. Like no bad can come from that. Like obviously they used to have the bad batches or whatever if it was if they'd fucked with it. But I'm sorry, if it was done properly, they're the best times of my life.
Yeah.
Best times of my life. Like, and I can't. Nothing bad happened. Like, so that would be old ecstasy tablets. My favourite drug.
Oh, okay,
90s
nice.
Yeah. No,
yeah. Do you want any other Patreon questions? Go on.
Jane's just done a big anecdote about the time she went to Birmingham and had a curry. I'm not reading that, Jane.
We love you, Jane.
They are good curries in Birmingham.
Is it,
Yeah, imagine. And then someone else has just, Joe Morris has just said, Laurie will be an amazing guest. And she has been.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
What else then?
We do drug stories, sex stories.
Proudest and shameful moment, innit?
Proudest moment. And most shameful moment.
What's your drug story? Most recent
And
drug story?
addictions. Do you have addictions? Piss. Piss on me.
Wake up in the morning and I just drink my pint of piss. I do have an addiction, and it's her fault. Her fault, right? Ooh. So when we went to Turkey for Laurie's nose job, her face was fucked up, man. It was hilarious, but it was bad, right? So we couldn't really leave the room. So we had like bed and breakfast or whatever it was. We had food with the room, but we just got so much room service. And we were so bored. The only thing that we had to do was drink tea. So like another like 30 minutes would go by and we'd be like, should we have a cup of tea? And they had little sachets of Coffee Mate. You know, like powdered milk, yeah.
Coffee Mate.
Yeah.
Coffee Mate. So we were making these teas and I was just like,
in the
polystyrene
cups.
So good with the Coffee Mate, man. This Coffee Mate is banging, bro. Laura was like, I will give you £150 if you snort a line of Coffee Mate.
Thinking she doesn't do anything,
Yeah.
no drug. She's weird about putting anything in her body, right? Yeah. She's not going to do it, right? So I was confident.
Yeah.
In offering £150.
I was like, £150, yeah, £150. So, long story short, I snorted it. It was fucking lovely. It was fucking lovely, right?
What do you mean?
She snorted a lot of Coffee Mate. I filmed it, put it on my story. My son messaged me and went, Mum, why are you sniffing cocaine on your story? And I was like, it's Coffee Mate.
As if he was supposed to. Obviously, it's Coffee Mate.
Obviously.
But so and then since then, I just like.
You just love Coffee Mate now?
Fucking love it, right?
Snorting it.
That's so funny.
Well, I tried a bit of cocaine for the first time a few weeks ago. And I was like, I know that I like snorting Coffee Mate. So I'm going to mix the two.
Coffee Mate and cocaine,
I mixed Coffee Mate and cocaine. And I still didn't like it, but it was
easier.
I mean, I would assume it's easier.
It was creamy.
It still fucking hurt my nose. I was like, if I had done that on its own, thank God for the Coffee Mate coming through and just sorting me out.
Making it smooth. That's so funny.
But yeah, like they come in quite a big tin as well, doesn't it, Coffee Mate? So
got a high street value on it.
Well, we were driving up to Liverpool, right, from Devon the other night. It was about midnight that we got to Birmingham, and we'd been blue lighted a couple of times. They weren't actually for us, but like there was a lot of police on the roads.
Yeah.
And Laurie had put my bags in the boot, and we stopped off to get something, and I got something out of the boot, and then I got back in. I was like, Laurie, did you put my bag like upside down? Because I had a baggie of Coffee Mate on top of the bag there.
A baggie of white powder.
That's so funny.
And I can't see it now. And she's like, are you telling me that there's a baggie of white powder in the back of my big fat white Mercedes? Yeah. We're driving through Birmingham at midnight. Black girl, Brummy, like if the police pull
Arrest.
us over, yeah, if
Arrest
the police
on
pull us
site.
over, she was like, they will have to they'll have to test it.
Yeah.
Arrest us.
That'd be so funny though. The police officer being like, "Oh, bloody lovely that." What's that?
That's bloody lovely.
But yeah.
I was like, get you for fucking Rio! I was like, if
Jesus.
we get stuck, we'll get arrested and then we'll get put in cells next to each other. And then while they're out there testing our fucking baggie of coffee, mate, we'll be fucking pissing ourselves laughing.
Yeah.
I was like, and then she was like, I kind of hope we do get arrested now because that'll be such a funny
Yeah,
story.
but imagine being like, I fucking told you it wasn't
Yeah.
cocaine.
Imagine us being like, no, really, it's coffee, mate. And they'd be like, yeah, likely story.
Yeah.
You fucking.
Everything's content now. You've got to live for them
I know,
moments. And
I
it-
know.
We went for dinner with Daniel Sloss, and he was telling us about. Do you remember who the comic was? Who brought? He was notorious for drugs, so he always got stopped and checked at airports. And he
Yeah.
brought with him lion shit and elk piss.
What?
I don't
Yeah, and they was like,
Oh, yeah, who
what
was
is
that?
this? And he was like, it's lion shit and elk piss. And he was like, tell us what it is. So they had to test it and all that. And then they
Yeah.
come back and they was like, oh no, it is.
But why?
So the reason being that masks the smell from
Sniffer dogs. and
sniffer
that.
dogs. So all his fans smoke weed or whatever.
Oh, right.
So he'd give it out to his fans as they came
Ah.
in, so they could all have weed and not get picked up by the sniffer dogs. Because
Did
I
they
think
not question why he had that?
well,
Dunno.
they can do, but it's not illegal to have lion shit.
Lion?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, a
kink.
loophole.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
can't
yeah, you
remember
probably
who it
love
was.
that.
Who was
It's
talking
mad,
about
isn't
it, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's because the dogs, they know that it's from a lion,
Yeah.
so they're scared and they won't bother you. That's clever, isn't it?
That is very
So if anyone
Yeah.
wants to smuggle
Unless it's
drugs,
a rhodesian ridgeback and then you fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
The rhodesian ridgebacks used to be trained to fight lions.
Oh really? Yeah. Fucking
Yeah.
hell. Who did that?
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
dogs.
So what have you got? A proudest and most shameful moment? Proudest moment?
Oh, my most shameful moment. I have spoke about this, but it wasn't like
Oh my
it's not
God.
out there in the wild. Do you know what I
Story.
mean? So, going back to my pimp days,
Classic.
we were short of drivers one night. Okay, so I had to take one for the team and take a couple of girls around and sit outside the hotels and wait for them in
Yeah.
my car. So this particular night, I was sat about 1 o'clock in the morning down a dark alley of Birmingham city centre while I'm waiting for one of the girls to, do a deed. But like,
Finish at A levels.
I'm sat there in my car, right? So it was on like a weeknight, so it wasn't busy in Birmingham on this particular night. And I was down a dark alley, not on the main roads or anything like that. There was nothing about, but there was a bar that was there and there was a couple of cameras and stuff like that, but I just kind of stayed out of it. But anyway, so I needed an emergency shit. Emergency shit.
John Connor. Yeah.
Emergency shit. And it proper caught me short, like come from nowhere,
Yeah.
and it was going to be a lively one, right? So I thought, right, what are my options here? What are my options? Right, let's have a look. Let's be resourceful, right? So I thought, I can't go out onto the street and shit because there's so many cameras in Birmingham. I can't deal with that, right? I can't have that lingering over me for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Having
gonna
them
be on
parents from the
Google Earth.
school being like, no, that girl who comes to our sex
I
party,
just
there's video of her
can't,
shitting in
yeah.
the street here. What a
That'll
weirdo.
go online. Like that will bite me on the ass. So I thought,
Yeah.
no, I can't do that. Right? There was no way for me to hold it in. It wasn't that type of poo.
Yeah.
Right? So I thought, what have I got around me in my car? So luckily I'm a scruffy twat and I had a Mackey's bag in the back of my car. Right? Luckily there was some napkins in there, like some fresh napkins.
Yeah.
So I had to squat on my driver's seat yeah, in my car and shit in a McDonald's bag. I made a little, I held it so it was a clean,
Just straight in there,
yeah, so there was no spillages or
yeah.
it plopped out the side or anything like that. So I had to crouch
Sorry, but imagine if she come out.
That's what I was thinking there, yeah.
Laurie,
It happened quickly, right? so I had to crouch on my driver's seat, shit in a bag. Now, I wouldn't do this unless I really had to. I thought, I can't shit myself because she's got to get in that car. I'm not sitting there with shitty pants, shitty cakes.
So I have a shitty Mackie's bag instead.
So I shit in the bag, right? Okay. Wiped my. Luckily, I had them napkins to wipe my arse with. Put it all away. It stunk, right? So then I've had to get out of the car. I seen a bin down the road. Put it in the bin. Got back in the car.
Yeah, but did the car not stink then?
I left my windows open. So
It's wise.
but she
It's a
didn't
good
come
tip.
out for another 20 minutes, so it's
Oh, it's
fine.
all right. You're fine.
But like, I remember just sitting there thinking, why has my life come to this? Where I'm fucking shitting in the bag down a dark alley of the city centre.
I don't deserve this.
Yeah. So that has got to have been like
Wow, that's
my
so
most
funny.
shameful thing
Yeah,
I've
that's
John
ever
Charles, he's shit in a car, doesn't he?
yeah,
He's like,
A shit big.
Mm.
That's what he
Shit
said.
Shit big. Yeah, it's so funny that.
But he's shit in his pants.
done. Oh no! See, that's
Yeah, see.
terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's right. Would you rather have a pants full of shit, right, for a long time, or would you rather have shit in a bag like me? I think I was close.
I think what you've done was the way to go.
No,
Yeah.
but neither would happen to me because I can't poo unless
Yeah,
I
you
am
can't
like
poo, can you?
meditating.
Really? Yeah.
Can't poo. Like, yeah. When
You
we
got
went
like
to-
nervous bowels or whatever.
Yeah, I can't. I have to there has to be no.
It's a manifest poo.
I can't POD. You know what I mean? It has to be right.
Yeah.
Like losing virginity.
So well, you can only do it in a Hilton.
just to feel like our surroundings are right.
Like when we went to Amsterdam, right? Me, nor Callum pooed in the room once.
Yeah.
Not once. We went down to the lobby each time we needed to shit.
Yeah, but you should also did you share a room
Yeah.
and you like kind of don't know each other that
No,
well,
but
innit?
she did say, "Listen, I've got a poo problem."
Yeah, I'd
I
feel
will not be
thingy
able
with
to-
that as
and
well.
he
Though.
was
Yeah.
very accommodating with that,
He
weren't he?
really was. It was lovely,
Yeah.
right?
It's lovely, Callum, innit?
Even when I
Yeah.
went downstairs to the lobby, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning one day, and you couldn't sleep either. So we were
No.
down there, and I was like, I need you to text me to take my mind off it. I need there to be no one around. Like, I can't use a toilet if there's a possibility that someone else might need to use it and
Yeah.
could like be waiting for me. If I need to be anywhere, if there's any time pressure, even if I had like 20 minutes to leave, right? And I was thinking, I know in my head that is plenty of time to poo.
Yeah.
You have to
my
encourage
bum's
the
like,
poo
nope,
to come out
nope.
of her. So I'm sitting in the lobby, right?
You can do
Coaxing the
it.
poo out. Coaxing her poo out. She's like, I don't know what to do. I need you. I'm like, it's okay. There's no rush.
Yeah, that's what I need to hear.
I'll be here for you. Whatever time it takes for your poo to
that's
come
nice.
out.
That's what
And
I
she's
need.
like, thanks, Matt. I was like, I'm having a lovely time here. I'm speaking to everyone coming in pissed. I was like, you just poo. Just do your thing.
If there's
Oh.
any time pressure, this is not happening.
Not
Yeah,
happening.
that's an annoying one to have though, innit? Like sometimes
Just a shame
when
that
you
it
need it.
stinks.
Yeah, it
innit?
is a shame, yeah.
Like, do you know you can get them cookers now where it sucks the smell straight out? You
What?
should put them in toilets, shouldn't they? And then they won't
Just
suck.
extract the fans straight
Or
there.
VI poo.
Yeah.
We got VI poo in the
Was that the
that
little
one.
spray that you go in
Yeah.
afterwards or something?
would you put it on first or after? Are you after? What's the point though? Because you flush it.
Yeah, you flush it, but the smell's still there, isn't it? It's very
Yeah,
potent.
toilets need extractor fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
That
There's a
not.
natural end to that conversation.
There's
wasn't
your little invention there.
it? So, what's your proudest moment then? We didn't do your most shameful moment either.
No.
What's yours?
It reverts back to the disgusting porn. And I was watching this lovely compilation of like solo old men. They were old.
What was it? The old? Just that is anything there? The old men.
Just because you don't want to see that, do you? But I do. You know what I mean,
Definitely you.
like think about your granddad having a wank.
Oh God. no.
Exactly.
Not Bazza. No.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
you-
want to see that now. Yeah.
Would you go with an old man? Would you shag an old man?
Daddy. Daddy. Grandpa.
No, I don't think so.
No.
No, that freaked
Just
me out.
watch them wank.
Yeah, but I was watching this compilation. I was really enjoying it, and I was coming to an end. Like, you know, it was getting to that point. And you know when you like time it towards the end of the video, So you can. I don't want to come when like someone's just come. I want to
Yeah.
come when someone's coming. So this one guy walks into shot, and it's like there's a camera set up, and it's like his kitchen side, and there's a saucer, like a big fat fucking saucer of tomato ketchup. It doesn't even look like good ketchup, as if that would help, but
The cheap one.
it's
Yeah.
the cheap one, right? It's
Yeah.
like really dark in colour and it's thick. He jizzes into this ketchup, and it is the whitest, thickest jizz I have ever seen in my life. It's making me feel sick thinking about it. I'm salivating. It was disgusting. Jizzes into this saucer of ketchup and then mixes it up, right, with a little teaspoon. And by this point, I've already started coming.
Oh no.
And I'm like thinking, please don't. And then he eats it, man. And I came to that. And I was so ashamed of myself. I was coming back. I was also
I
like,
remember when she told me, she was like, Laurie, I've got to tell you something. And I was like, what? She's like, I'm really ashamed of myself.
That's so funny, that.
And so we called it cum chup.
Oh.
like, as if
Cum
it
chup.
wouldn't be. Like, eating a spoonful of ketchup is disgusting enough.
Yeah.
Eating a spoonful of jizz that was that thick from your granddad's dick is disgusting enough.
He eats it himself.
Yes. Mixing but he mixed it up like it was a fucking smoothie. Like that was going to make it better.
Like he was putting
oh
sugar
my
in a
God,
cup of
please.
tea.
It was so thick.
Ah,
My most shameful moment.
That's gross. Don't mean to kink shame, but that's fucking disgusting.
I didn't mean to though. The rest of it was like normal.
That's funny, that. So you do. So we're gonna do
Proudest.
proudest to balance it out then.
Yeah.
proudest moment.
Got kids in that, but fuck that.
Yeah, fuck
Whatever.
that. No, fuck kids. No, them are not proudest moment. No, joking. I love you really. Proudest moment. I don't know. I've got a few really, but I mean, do you know what one really sticks out? And it's like, it's not the proudest moment if you put it on like a. Someone said that can't be your proudest moment. Like I've done better, bigger things than this, but I just remember feeling proud, and it stayed with me. So when I
Yeah.
passed my driving test,
Yeah.
like it gave me such a new lease of life when I passed
Freedom.
because I had two little babies,
Yeah.
right? And I remember when I lost my shit. I took my last bus, right, for the last time because you know when the bus is like lower down for you to like if you've
Get
got a
cramps
buggy
or
or
whatever.
whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I had a double buggy, right, and that was a pain in the arse as it is. And I think I was just dad Ben, so I must have been 20, just coming up 21. And I got off this bus and he never lowered the bus down, and the wheel got caught in the, you know, the edge of the bus,
Yeah.
and then the kids just went flying.
This is your proudest.
But like, no, but
Proudest moment. Flipping the kids
Yeah.
out the buggy.
and like there's just all sorts everywhere, shopping everywhere, and I had a full on breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Never got a bus again.
I was like, you fucking cunt! And I was like, and everyone was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm never getting a fucking bus again. Like, you know, and I never did. And I freaking done my lesson. Ben, that's why Ben's got a flat head.
Oh, it's the visualization of
Of the kids, it's awful, isn't it? It's funny, but it is
Have
awful.
you had fights? Have you had a lot of fights?
I used to fight a lot in school. So I was not a bully, and didn't often get, well, I had a few.
Just
You
stuck up for
fall
yourself,
out with your
though.
mates and that, but like I didn't get bullied. Like I wasn't notoriously known for getting. So I was kind of, you know, like I had a good school sort of, like I never had a bad school time. And I was popular, yeah. So like my dad is very old school. Like obviously you've met dad,
Yeah.
haven't you?
You used to do the doors or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a tasty
Seems like a hard
geezer,
bastard,
but
like,
he's
yeah.
lovely.
And
right?
but now he's got a little metal detector, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He just goes
Yeah.
looking for Roman coins and that. Like,
But yeah, he
punch me head in now.
he sort of taught me to defend myself. So I've always been brought up
Yeah.
with like a strong like family in the sense of where they go, you don't take no fucking shit. Do you know what I mean? Like Don't take no shit. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for. And I've always been quite a protective person. So even with friends, with Paul, like I'll have it before Paul will. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not. But I'm not a fighter. Like I'm really. Although I've had a lot of fights when I was younger. They was never because I was, you know, being aggressive or wanting to fight people. It was because I used to stick up for a lot of people. I used to stick up for the underdog. So that's when I used to fight. Yeah. And so this one time when I was about 13, so I think I'd had one fight before that. Because she was horrible, this girl. Anyway, but there was these girls that used to hang around my nan and granddad's, and they like picked on me, like, and just surrounded me outside their house, and I was like, no, I'm not going to fight you all. I said, I'll fight. The main one was called Becky. I said, I'll fight you on your own. Not fighting you with all your mates here. No reason. I think she fancied my boyfriend. I had a little boyfriend at the time. Okay. She fancied my boyfriend. It's fucking pathetic. So my granddad was looking out the window. My granddad's quite solid. He's my mom. That's my mom's dad. But so my dad's come to pick me up that day. I sorted it out. They walked off, and he's gone. Laurie's had a bit of trouble with some girls. The girls that hang around by the shops down the road. Dad's gone. Get in the van, right? So I was like, all right, Dad. So he's driving erratically, like, to this shop, and they're all there. And he just got out, ran over to her and went, which one's Becky? And they all just pointed at her. And she ran, right? This is about 4:00 in the afternoon, just daylight. Yeah. He chased she was 13. He chased a 13-year-old girl all the way down Boldmere Road, right, in Sutton Coldfield. Chased her, caught up with her, grabbed her by her hair, dragged her back to the van by her hair. Told me to get out of the van. I was like, oh shit, Dad, you have gone too far here. Like, no one said fuck all. So no, like, no people on the streets said fuck all because they hated these girls that used to hang around there. So he's gone, you want to fucking fight with my daughter? He went, go on then, you little fucking slag, like that. She was crying her eyes out. I swear she pissed her pants. I'm not even joking. And luckily I didn't have to fight because Dad had just put the fear of God in her. And then he was like, "That you won't get any trouble now." Got back in the van. She just went over like that back to, and they didn't do anything. Her mates, they just stood there and thought, "Fuck that."
Yeah, because usually, like with them types of groups, it's like they're all a bit like it's safer to be behind that type of person because then they're not getting picked on. But then they don't necessarily like them. Yeah. And then they're not asked like, oh, they got battered. Well, that's their own fault for being a prick to people, innit? But as long as they're not bullying me, I'll just sort of be like.
And that's what type of parent I had. So you can get like, you associate stuff like that with rough families, like who are people who are rough or whatever. But like, my family wasn't rough. Do you know what I mean? Like my dad's side's not rough. Like. Yeah. But I was taught, like, just don't take any shit from nobody, but be a good person. Be a nice person. Be kind to people, but don't take shit. Don't be a doormat.
Good way to be,
that's the good way that I got brought up like that. And unfortunately, not many, you know, I was lucky. Some people don't have that kind of, like, guidance in a way. Yeah. Because it's very taboo now to be brought up like that because you can't say fuck all to kids now. So, like, you know, teachers can't do fucking nothing. Yeah. Like,
imagine your dad now ragging a fucking 13-year-old girl down the street. What I mean,
it's so different now. And it's such a shame because this is more of it's happening. You got internet and all that now, all this trolling and stuff like that. And I think, like, I feel sorry I've spoke about, like, you know, I was worried about my kids getting older and like all of that that bullying thing because I've took on those same characteristics as my dad and like I said I would like I don't give a fuck I've done it to kids. I've scared kids you know in year 7 and that like because they've had given my son beef or whatever and but that's what they need. Sorry, I don't.
Because they've never had that sort of fear put into them, so they feel like they can just act however they want.
There's no consequences, and kids are scared. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So don't get me started with the whole. But anyway, my most proud moment
passing your driving
test. So that's why, because I had a breakdown. It was like a nice sort of like positive.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And I'd done it in about 3 months.
Just needed to get it done. So
Just
you
didn't
could
leave
fuck
the
the
house
buses off.
until
Yeah.
I passed my test.
That's fair. That.
That's fast.
What's your proudest moment, Katie?
I honestly don't have one that sticks in my mind, you know.
No.
I feel like it'd be something to do with my mum. Like, probably something to do with music and my mum. Like, my mum crying at one of my songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would be my proudest moment. But, like, I feel like my proudest moment is yet to come.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So you
to
still
be
doing like
continued.
working on music and stuff, releasing music, or is it
No,
just
only-
like sort of a
She's
side
the most talented
thing, or-
person that I know.
Seen loads of videos of you singing and that's
Oh,
great.
honestly.
Yeah, not so much at the moment, to be honest. Like, I dropped out of uni in September.
Yeah.
Because a load of shit happened with my ex and that, but like I'd sort of come to the realization anyway that I didn't want to study it
Yeah.
because it's such a creative thing. When I was being told, oh, you need to write this song for this assessment or like fucking analyze this shit, it just completely like killed
Takes the
my
fun out of
creative my creative flair. Like I
Yeah.
just didn't have any, I didn't want to write. So yeah, I'm slowly getting back into it now, but I'm busy like now that I'm Paul's tour manager.
Oh,
and
she's
that,
Paul's
Yeah.
new tour manager.
Ah,
like,
nice.
so,
Good job.
Yeah.
but
And she's
but-
great.
Yeah.
Class.
She's the best
Oh.
person.
Best
for
tour
it.
manager ever.
Yeah.
thank you. But yeah, so just now and again,
Yeah.
but not as much as I
Okay,
was.
cool. That's fair, dude.
Have you got any goals for this year?
Take my mum on holiday.
Oh, lovely.
That's it, really,
Yeah.
for me. I'm really like, I can't put too much pressure on myself to do things.
You're very
Because then-
wholesome in contrast to
Ah.
what you
Watch.
wank over.
I know. I know. But do you know what? People,
Very
people who meet me,
contrasting.
right, they're like, oh, isn't she such a sweet, lovely girl? I am.
Lovely. You are cute.
I am cute and I am
You are.
lovely. I'm just horny.
Yeah.
That's fine. No.
horny.
Horny.
So we've got what was it? Toxic traits as well.
Oh yeah.
That's another one we usually ask. Have you got any?
Toxic traits and saving grace.
Yeah.
Your toxic trait is your timekeeping, right? And today was a perfect example of it.
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
wow,
wait,
that
while you
proves it.
were sat there with your contour on your face, facing us having a conversation, I was thinking, please, just do your makeup.
No, but can I just say, in my defence, right? I agree to that,
You are much better than you used to be.
mate.
Fucking hell.
If you knew me, like,
Oh, bad with times, is it? How's that though? When
but
you
I'll
like,
tell
when
you
you
what
have
it is. I'll tell you what it is. Like, people think it's like a lazy thing or just like where you're ignorant about people's time. It's not. It's I've got bad.
yeah.
Like I've
And you go, fuck, I've got to
overcome
be
it.
there in 10 minutes.
I've overcome it a lot, but
Yeah.
it's a psychological thing. It's like procrastination for me has fucking ruined a lot of my past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's made me miss opportunities. It's just honestly the worst
Yeah.
trait that I have.
Procrastination. Yeah.
Oh God, and that comes across as being ignorant, being not caring about other people's time.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
that is not the case. Like, because
Well,
I
what
actually
you like with your
hate being
bookings
late.
and that?
Huh?
Like your appointments for
Yeah,
things.
that was a big reason why I didn't think I could start a business, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of responsibility that comes not only with doing what I do, with my cutting people and stuff, but with having to be reliable with
those
time.
microblading eyebrows, by the way.
Yeah.
So just like stab people.
But being reliable with time and people's money and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. And that's just something I've learnt to get better at over time. But like you have good and bad times. But now I think being with Paul, because Paul is a proper stickler for time and stuff like that. I know how much it stresses him out. So I think I've learnt to be a lot better
Yeah.
at it. He still tars me with the same brush. He still will think
But you know you're
that
getting a
I'm
bit
going to
better
be
at
late
it. Yeah,
for
yeah.
everything. Doesn't matter what. Doesn't matter if I'm ahead of time. He'll be like, "We're going to be late," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "We're not though. I promise
I'm ready
you.
2
I
hours
wouldn't
early.
do that to you. Like, I wouldn't
Yeah.
like jeopardize any of your work. Like nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm still tarred with that sort of
Yeah.
same sort of.
The thing was being like sort of self-employed as well. It works both ways, doesn't it? Like sometimes you're like, oh, this is my business. I have to show my clients that I'm like professional.
Yeah.
I'll be there early. But then on the other hand, you go, I'm self-employed. I've
I
got
do what the
they can't complain to me.
like.
So you message them and go, look, I'm running an hour late here. Can you just go for
Yeah.
a coffee or something? Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it balances it out,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Like,
And I think I don't like to get stressed because when I'm stressed or anxious, I can't perform. I can't do
I think
anything.
everyone's sort of
So
similar, innit?
it's a coping mechenism. So if I know that I'm going to be late, and it's not because I've been a dickhead, like today, like what I'll do is I'll go, right, okay, this is just one of them things. Like shit happens. Like I'll try not to work myself up about it, because if I do, then I'll just go off into a frenzy of like, I can't go. That's it. I can't go.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know,
I'm quite good at that now. Like, you get stressed out over a lot of stuff, and I'm like, it's all fine.
it's all fine.
What
That's what I'm like. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's fine. You know, Paul gets stressed about stuff.
I think me and Paul are quite similar.
Yeah.
Personality-wise, I've found that, like, getting to know him and that. Like, there's a lot of things I've found out, like, about the way he deals with certain situations, and I'm like, oh, that's how I feel with stuff.
Yeah.
I think we're quite similar. Like,
I just think I've been through so much, and I'm
Yeah.
still here.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
like, I can do this.
Think you can't do it. You think you can't do it, and you think you can't.
Human resilience
Yes,
is
it's mad.
the best.
And
thing.
everyone has
Yeah.
their own ways of dealing with it, and it's like, if that's your way, that's your way. Like,
Yeah.
if that works for you, then fucking do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think my saving grace is probably I'm a very understanding person.
right.
If I was to, I mean, I'm sure you would say something else, but like, I always understand that even if someone's acts badly, I always seem to have a weird understanding of why this person possibly has behaved like that.
Right, yeah.
So I don't hate people.
How many chances do you give people, though?
No, like, it's
You know
not a
what I mean?
sense of giving someone a chance, because I'm like, I'm
Oh, well,
not
I
a
mean, say-
dickhead. So if
Yeah.
someone fucked up,
Yeah.
right? Let's just say, devil's up, Paul
Yeah.
fucked up
big.
Like, let's just say that. Like, I wouldn't hate him, but I would I'd know that there was a reason why, a deep down reason of why he'd done what he'd done.
Yeah, but what if you done it again?
But I wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. If it was bad enough to cause a breakup,
Yeah.
then I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
say if
I
it's
wouldn't be. I wouldn't
Not
be
someone
together.
who you're with in a relationship, then say it's one of your mates or something. Would you just, like, how
Yeah, I'd always like. I'm very. I'm not a biased person. So, like, I think a lot of people come to me for advice about stuff, and I always give my honest opinion.
Yeah.
So if
Which is
Katie's
very
ever come,
helpful
so
when,
say if Katie's ever
people
come
want
to me and
advice.
gone, look, I feel this way, and this person's acting like this, like, what
Who's
do
in
you
the
think?
wrong or whatever it is? Yeah.
Am I the arsehole or whatever?
Yeah.
I'll always look at. I've got a way of looking at things from both perspectives.
Yeah, you need to be able
Doesn't
to
mean
do
that like the other person's right or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that you can come at things from both angles, and I think that's probably that sort of way. You know, that saving grace helps me a lot in relationships.
Yeah.
But it can also mean that people take the piss out of you as well.
Yeah, right.
Not now. Me and Paul have got the same ability.
Yeah.
Yep.
So luckily, I've met the match that appreciates that and doesn't take advantage of that.
Yeah.
So
I get that, but then there's sometimes when you meet people and they do things over and over and over
some
again.
people are just cunts, don't they? Come act like cunts.
Well, you get to a point where you go, I don't care what you've been through, because if you've been through something, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but like,
you're allowed a healthy boundary though.
Yeah.
that's what I mean. But there's a difference between, like, oh, he's been through loads of stuff, so he's a cunt. It's like, no, you can be through loads of stuff and be dead sound.
It's how
you know what I
people
mean?
choose. There's like you have a little choice, don't you?
Yeah.
So people who've been through trauma, right, whatever it is, you'll find that you get a choice.
Yeah.
You don't know when that choice happened, but you get a choice. You can either become a better person from it and learn from it and
grow
whatever,
from it,
or you become a victim and then let it fucking consume you.
Yeah.
So like
And
you'll know who those people are.
I know.
So it doesn't mean that, like, you know, that's just what has been their choice or their comfort thing to deal with their trauma.
Yeah.
And I mean, the lucky ones are the ones that make a good thing out of a bad
Yeah,
situation.
definitely,
I feel sorry for people that can't seem to
Get out of that.
do that.
Yeah.
They're just not wired to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You know.
True. What about
Deep
yourself?
here, guys?
Have you got any toxic traits?
Well,
wrap this up soon
apparently
as
it's to do with my OCD. Like, I'm very particular about how I like things, certain things.
We called her high maintenance the other day, and
Not-
she was
I'm-
absolutely traumatized
Because
from the
that
fact.
is the most ridiculous comment.
Yeah,
I've
but
ever
not
had.
in the way that you think. So
Yeah.
not, and like she's like, okay, I'm so just like, they're not that kind of high maintenance. Like she's just got just like, you're very particular, aren't you?
I
So
am,
that's what we mean by that.
like,
It's not a bad thing.
no. But I mean, I don't even know.
I love you
Give
for
me
it.
an example of a time that.
Like you just like, look, I just can't have that like that. I need to have.
But like
this is what I need from everybody in this room.
No,
Okay,
fuck off.
this is what I need. No, but
No.
you don't say that. I'm not saying that's what you say. Just like, this is what I need to feel safe.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
you can tell when something's not meeting her requirements.
Criteria or
And
something,
that's
yeah.
not because you're a brat. That's just because that's what makes you feel comfortable, and they're the things that make you feel safe.
Yeah.
So
Apparently that's my
environments
toxic
and stuff
trait, right?
like that.
But I don't see it. I will do my best to like not hide it, but
You can't hide it.
not hide it, but like
You
if
try
I
your
feel
best to
like, oh my god, I'm
accommodate.
gonna look like a dickhead here if I say
Yeah,
this.
I
Like
know
I
you
will
do.
do my best, but
Yeah.
yeah, apparently that's my.
You've got loads better though.
I know I have. It's like the other
You
day
have.
at the spa when I was like, I had to really try to even get in there, mate. It was horrible.
What, in the pool?
Oh my
She
god.
was walking around like this.
I walk on like my heels when I'm around the pool.
Like germ soup,
Oh my
innit?
god, it's just horrible.
Yeah.
I really struggled, but I still got in and tried.
Did.
Right.
That's what matters.
Thank
Well
you very
done.
much.
Good job. Well
Thank
in.
you,
Yeah,
thank
well
you.
done. So would you say you're saving graces then?
Well, it's really conflicting.
Go on.
I'm very relaxed.
Uh,
I am like
Yeah, you
when
are.
it's not about things that involve germs. I feel like that's is that fair? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So like with timings or like just
go with the flow,
just
kind
whatever's
of
going on.
vibe,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's me with like my goals and stuff as well.
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
saying
You
what's
know
your
what?
goals?
The mad thing about you is that people think like Katie is like the quiet or whatever. She's like this, that, and the other. But there's not many people in my life, that I have like. I'm usually the one that looks after everybody, like emotionally, like encouraging. Like,
Yeah.
there's not many people in my life that can say that I've had. Well, no one really, until I met this girl that's done what I do for others
for you.
for me.
Yeah.
She's that person. She's 11 years younger than me,
Yeah.
and she is the person that makes me feel $1 million.
Yeah.
She's my biggest fan.
Aw.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Aw.
and I'm her. So like, I know it's really corny, I know,
Lovely.
but it's
No,
really
dead
true.
nice, though. Yeah, it's nice.
And people wouldn't. She's like a person that you wouldn't expect to because she's younger.
Yeah.
And you'd think it's all me being like that mum
And I'm
vibe.
always like not in. I take a back seat with most things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, until I'm needed, and then like I say, I don't push for things too much because I don't think that things that you have to push for too hard are worth doing.
Right,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
'cause if like things like making music and that, I'm not going to force myself to make music if I don't feel creative.
Just
Yeah.
to make a song.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
things
yeah,
like
right.
that. Like so, yeah. In that sense, I'm very relaxed, and I'll just take everything.
If
for what
I
it is.
showed you some of the messages what this girl has sent me over the years, honestly, like, it's enough to fucking make you boil your eyes out.
Yeah.
Like the things she said things to me that no one's ever said. Like, do you know what I mean? Like good stuff about me which no one has ever noticed or said.
Yeah.
And it's just like I've got a little album of them.
Ah.
yeah.
Little album.
Oh, you can read that out on like your year on your first birthday
She's
for the
just-
podcast. You can
Like I
read
put
them
it
out
on my
and,
story and everything because it's just
Yeah.
so nice.
Oh, that's
Like the other
lovely.
day, you needed a little pick me up.
I
didn't
need
you?
a little.
Needed
I needed a kick up the arse.
Have a little wobble, yeah.
Yeah, the
Everyone has a
little
little
wobble.
wobble every now and then, don't they?
And
An
I don't-
annual wobble.
I get embarrassed about
Christmas.
having
Yeah.
a wobble. Yeah, I get embarrassed about having a wobble because I'm a like a silent crier. Me like I'll if I need to let things out, I do it on my own
Yeah.
because I can't cry anyway normally.
Yeah.
In like I don't make a big sit, but I'll do it on my own. Just deal with it in my own little therapy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a little wobble the other day, and she was like, sorted me right out.
Everyone's you're entitled to have a little wobble in it when
Yeah.
especially in the stuff you're doing is hard as well, and
Yeah.
it's not like
I've always like just suffered in silence, and I think it helps more people if you
Yeah.
can talk about it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
because someone else might be going through something similar, and
Yeah.
It's not
Then,
even
uh,
like not even always having something to say. Like when I had really bad problems with my mental health over the last over my
Yeah,
teenage years and that, and I would speak to people not like wanting a response. I don't want like someone to
Just
tell
need
me,
to-
"Oh, you're loved," don't
Yeah.
you'll be fine, blah blah blah. You just need to let it out sometimes,
Yeah,
and for someone
right.
to understand that sometimes you don't need to try and make it better.
Just wanna
like,
rant
be-
to someone or
and just
whatever,
be
yeah.
there, like,
Mm.
oh, that's gold.
yeah. Oh, that's lovely. It's nice that you've got such a good relationship in it, and that must be why the podcast works so well. And that,
I think it does. I think
Yeah.
like energy and like, like a bond matters
Yeah.
rather than just having, some really funny person there, just put them together and it's
Yeah.
going to be magical.
Oh yeah,
because
definitely.
like
You can tell
it's not
when
the
there's,
same. It's
there's
not the
chemistry
same.
and when there's not in
Yeah.
it. Like, yeah,
not
yeah.
the same.
It's right. So I think we wrap it up there
Yeah.
for today,
Yeah.
innit?
I had a lovely time.
Yeah, it's been great.
Lovely.
So where can people find us then?
So on Instagram, it's at Brows N Hose
Not
Pod,
Brown Shoes.
not Brown Shoes Pod. We're on Patreon as well.
Oh
So
yeah, you just filmed a
we
little
launched the
special, haven't you?
podcast with Patreon straight away, and
Yeah.
some people were like, "Oh, we shouldn't do that," but we just thought, "Fuck
Do what
it."
you want. Like,
Yeah.
There's no
So
rule
Special
book
coming
to
out,
it.
haven't we?
We got a new special coming out. We filmed Ninja Warrior with
Yeah.
Paul
Oh,
and
nice.
Rudy.
Nice.
That was very fun.
Did Paul have his little Vibrams on? His little
He
toe
didn't.
shoes?
He forgot 'em.
Ah.
No.
They are, but his feet are very good.
They're meant to be
spread.
amazing for
Yeah.
your feet like them, yeah.
I was actually better than I thought I'd be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That little video you put up didn't look like that though.
Yeah. But that's what I want you to
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it now.
I think, she's shit, I've got to watch this. And then I'm just like, da da da. I shouldn't have done that then. Got a little split in
You
my
got through the
trousers.
whole pod without getting your clit out and just
Yes,
right at the
it
end.
is.
We'll put that in the trailer. Stay till the end to see Laurie's clit.
Yeah, so we're on YouTube, obviously,
Yeah.
Brows and Hose podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're on Patreon. But we're on Patreon as apparently we're adult content because
You
of our
can't search.
can't search us, so you have to do the link in our
Do it
bio.
via the
But
link tree,
Oh yeah.
because of our
Really?
so on our tiers, you got the tier
little sexy
logos, we've
people,
got
haven't
little
you?
sexy sex positions.
Yeah.
So they was like no, and I was like, but there's no
It's
sexy.
stick people though, innit?
I
It's
know.
not like-
No.
Never mind. So wait on your personals.
Yeah, so we've got
Probably wank to stick people, don't you?
Do you know what though? So we got like an album of them when we were making them,
Yeah.
like off Etsy, and there was this one of this person like crouched over in the shower. I'm gonna take
like,
that one.
Better me.
yeah, so on our personals we've got Linktree, so you can go and watch it, listen on Spotify,
What is it, Laurie?
Apple.
Smith?
Law One Smith.
Law One Smith.
And-
LOR1.
Kit Rat Smith.
Kit Rat Smith.
KITRAT.
Okay, cool. Well, they'll be on the screen
Yeah.
and that anyway, and in the description. Well,
That's-
thanks for coming on.
It's been
Appreciate it.
amazing.
That's been
Thank you so
amazing.
much.
Thank
Finally.
you so much for having us.
Our next live show is on February 8th. We've got big Tony Carroll coming down for to guest host with us. You'll have to come
Love
and do it one
Tony.
time. That'll be fun.
Definitely.
So tickets out for that. Go check that out. They're always dead fun, the live shows. There's 10 of them available to watch on the Patreon as well.
Oh my god.
We've got merch there at comedymerch.co.uk.
Swingers special.
Swingers special be on
If
soon.
not now.
Dungeons and Dragons be on there soon. That
It
was
was
fun.
so good, you know.
I
Um,
used to love Dungeons and Dragons.
And yeah, go
So
check
good.
out the podcast. And thanks for sticking
Have a
around,
nice
everyone.
day.
Have a lovely time. See you
Love ya.
later. Nice one again. Bye bye.
Bye.